WIIFTBPM.
WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me.
Monster Jam. Coming to Allstate Arena September 17th through 19th. Brought to you by BKT Tires. Visit monsterjam.com for event details. You have to see it live, so get your tickets today.
Riis Jackson.
If you could make up a social media holiday, what would it be?
Randy said National Don't Let No One Put You Down Day.
No one. What you gonna do? So when they say something crazy, you slap them.
Be like me said. Ricky said a Jukathon Day.
Man, we about about 60 years old, I'd be done had a heart
You gotta
attack.
get your heart rate up.
Okay, not that far.
All right, Mario said my favorite one. My friends and I do what we call National Call Off from Work Day.
As a business owner, I don't.
You don't like that, yeah.
I don't like that one.
Because I'm the boss of this thing.
We got Marcus Garvey Day from Remy too.
Oh, Marcus Garvey Day. All right, what will we do on Marcus Garvey Day?
Call off from work.
I'm gonna need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. That would be great. Okay?
Yeah, right.
Every black holiday has something to do with calling off from work.
You're cool.
How about National Join a Positive Black Organization Day? Because I don't want to be recruited. I don't want to be recruited and the brothers be like, thank you. Thank you. How about National Tell White People the Truth Day? Tell them how you really feel.
You can't handle the truth.
Why don't we call that National Black People Get Locked Up Day?
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Hello.
The most dangerous show in the morning.
Crescent moon, drops of bruising, old school music, old school juicy. Gotta make my way to you. Pull up on that ass like, ooh, I wanna take you to New York, Chicago, LA, Houston, down all over London, Paris, the A to the B, everywhere. Show you all the kind of things in life. I wanna take you downtown. Show you all the kind of things in life. I wanna take you down. I wanna take you down. I wanna take you down. Show you all the kind of things in life. I wanna take you downtown. Show you all the kind of things in life.
Lake Shore, I made sure to make sure, that my place yours. 28th floor, I had 8 thoughts, all 8 yours, cake for dessert, but I ate yours.
I wanna take you to New York, Chicago, LA, Houston, down all over London, Paris, the A, the B, everywhere, fly all over. Your last boy couldn't get you what you asked for. Your last boy didn't even know. I'm gonna take you downtown. Show you all the kind of things in life. I wanna take you downtown. Show you all the kind of things in life. I wanna take you down. 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 I'm gonna take you downtown. Show you all the kind of things in life. I wanna take you downtown. Show you all the kind of things in life.
WIFTBPM.
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stoger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah.
let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case, he was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. So many shady characters like Madigan and Blotto. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steel on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And up the seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Miss Ruthie Moore, in the building on a Friday. Ruthie Moore, what's up, kid? How you feeling this morning?
You know, I feel like this is an accomplishment because we made it.
Well, you know what, Ruthie? We always make it, though. I don't think that's an accomplishment. What I will tell you I think is an accomplishment is you done came in this mug happily for the whole 2 weeks now. What has it been, 3 weeks since you've been back from vacation? It's like I haven't got the one morning. You be like,
you know, that's the quickest way to, you know,
what?
Make me not do it is to
tell you that you did it. Ruthie, you know what then? Let me just leave it alone then. Anyway, Ruthie, so nice scarf today.
Thank
you good?
This is my into fall attire as we venture. I feel like since we get up so early in the morning, we the ones that get to test the weather that's really about to come up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see, Riis. What you got on, a little zip up in there too? Y'all soft, man.
Little jacket.
Y'all soft, man. Y'all soft. I'll be coming outside like it got to be like I ain't putting a jacket on till it's like 47 in the morning.
Yeah, okay.
It's like 50 something, like 53. Like I literally woke up, my alarm went off, and like I heard the news. She said it is 53 degrees right now. I immediately grabbed me some jogging pants and a jacket.
Riis, can I tell you something? After your stories yesterday, man, I rock with whatever you do, man. Like I was reading the comments yesterday. First of all, them comments was okay. Yeah, y'all got to do better today. Right? Like, no name calling. Brother Frank, button it up. I saw you said he said he ain't never coming back to Facebook no more. He going to YouTube because y'all be insulting Brother Frank. Robin Patrice. Oh, Robin was snappy yesterday.
You got the names off the board. How you know them people names?
Yeah, you putting them on the board.
I know. I'm just saying because look, then don't let's not talk about Devin. What they call him, Dacavelli. Who is the name maker upper now? You know I make up names all the time, but Boosie got the names. She called Devin Dacavelli. They turned into a straight up Facebook mob yesterday on Brother Frank.
I was like, dang. It went down yesterday. That's all right though. It is that was crazy yesterday. All right.
I'm finna get on.
Ruthie, you tapped it. You was in and out. Ruthie yesterday was like, I'm finna get on. She said one comment was like, I'm out. All right, guys.
I told you it's the BD class.
The behavior disorder class. We used to walk past that class. Like all we ever saw in the BD class was through the window. They had that slit, and they was
always doing something. One day,
but I was like, that class seemed fun though. Right. They ain't never had. They class was like we kick it. Like once you went in that room, I don't ever think they even tried.
I had to go in that room once because I got left for a field trip.
Ooh, like, did they whoop you? Did they try and jump on you?
No, it was just like weird. I was like, oh my God, like
y'all ain't got. This is for real.
Like y'all really ain't.
Y'all really ain't gotta do nothing.
Right, like for real.
Like anyway,
doing nothing. Like the teacher asked for help, was like giving them the answers. Okay, but this. I was like, my God.
Yes, the BD class. That's funny. You can't say that nowadays though. Oh, no, people get all confused. They'll be, wait a minute. Wait, BDs or GDs?
And you probably shouldn't really put kids in classes like that.
Yeah.
It creates stigma.
Yeah.
It creates stigma.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. It showed decreased on the fights in class. I'm just going to say that. But you know what? I feel like the BD class is probably not so much learning, which clearly is what it was because there was BD and there was LD. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right, we had BD classes and not black disciples and not Latin disciples. We had behavior discerning and learning discerning. Yeah. Right, and the B. You know what I feel like in Bolingbrook the BD class was the black kids that the white teachers really didn't know how to manage, so they pushed them to that class, and then there'd be a random white guy that would be in the class. You know what I'm saying? And then he would be the cool white boy that But there was some sort of celebrity status to being in the BD class too, right? Because like really, if you was in the BD class, it was like nobody really messed with you. Right? They was like, you don't want the BD class to come out because everything went in the BD class. The LD class though, right? That was like the class. Did I tell y'all the one time when me and Eric Ralph was the only two people that lived on the other side of Route 53? And so they were making Route 53 from a 2-lane to a 4-lane, so we had to take a bus, and they made us ride the LD bus. Okay. The short bus is not a joke, yo. The short bus can be traumatizing too. If you ain't ready, I felt like I got dropped into, like, I ain't gonna tell you, but it did feel a little bit like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I was like, when can we please get off this bus? Because me and Eric everybody else was in their own world, and me and Eric was like the two, like it used to be like people who would be slobbing and stuff, and you'd be like, and you know what I'm talking about. They had the glasses that was like, that's why I can't see now, because I refuse to get bifocals because of the LD bus. No, I'm just saying. Remember when
said maze?
Huh?
Today said maze.
What? I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about back then. Not now. Back then. Like back then when they could, when everything was diagnosed differently.
Now instead of disabled, people like to use the word diverse. So learning diverse.
No, not diverse.
See,
you talk about Tennille, you didn't have to get on the bus. I'm telling you, if I saw Eric Ralph right now and I said, remember we had to ride that bus, both me and Eric would be like, oh my God. Oh my God. No, we ain't named nobody on the bus. Okay, I'm through. All right, I'm sorry. My fault. My bad. Dad, we can't have a little fun. It's Friday morning. All right. Now, if I was Howard Stern, y'all be I get up.
What?
Is it the same? Oh, okay, my bad. I take it back. I take it all back. All right, y'all, it's the Mace Jackson Show. I never wrote that. That was all made up. Never happened. I was never traumatized on the short bus. Never happened. All right. I'm just saying. We didn't even call it the short. We had a different name for it.
Did it have a wheelchair lift on it?
Yes.
Yeah, you got the real one.
Right. See, you know what I'm talking about.
The wheels in it. You got
Yes. Yes. It was like, please get me off this bus. Like I was ready. I was like Frogger. Like I was like, I'll take my chances with the expressway, Joe. Do. I learned how to cross 4 lanes because I wasn't taking that bus.
You know,
on the E-way.
I worked a job, like I was a special ed classroom assistant for a while in CPS. So I kind of got experience with learning diverse learners.
So I'm going to tell you another story. When I was pledging, my dean worked at the Champaign County Children's Home. And it was the place where people dropped off their kids that they never wanted to see again. Don't laugh, because it was, no. I'm talking about, like, say if your child was born with, like, a birth defect or some traumatic illness, right? Or some kind of something that you could live, but you wasn't going to live, you know, and it was, like, deformities and I had to, like, and he, you know, he didn't care. I had challenges, like, with that. Like, it just made me feel a certain way. And it's not because of anything they did. I just was nervous. Lord have mercy, Jesus. We had to do community service. Like, he was the dean, so we had to take him there. And so we had to be there for, like, when everybody had to get changed. And Lord, I'm just telling you, it traumatized me for years. And it's like, because you saw all, like, a kid that was, like, no brain but grown. And, like, it was just too much. It was just too much. And so I was traumatized. And so that's how we got to this story. But I'm going to leave it alone because I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. Man, okay, I take it all back. We didn't talk about that at all. Can we erase that part of the show? Okay, no, I'm not going to erase it. But I'm just saying. All right, y'all, it's the Mace Jackson Show. Ruthie Moore, is Friday. So we're going to talk about some good stuff today after we talk about all the bad stuff. Riis the Ruler. How you feeling, man? Riis, Mr. Business in the front, party in the back.
Blessed by the best. You already know the rest.
Hey, yo, yesterday Riis texted me. He was like, is this trash? I was like, you mean, and I, no, you can't say that. I know, I'm not going to say it, Riis. Look at Riis trying to be all politically correct. Did you, Ruthie, did you see the studio? Have you seen the rest? Not the studio, because the studio stay clean. But have you seen the rest of the office?
It's immaculate.
It's almost there, man. It's like we got to get some more storage. We got to get Reese's table fixed up in the back over there so we can get his stuff. Shout out to, y'all know I got an assistant. So shout out to Wendy.
Did her thing.
Who, she been doing her thing all over the place. Like she, man. It's like I do want to point out though. I had the option of a millennial assistant or a Wendy assistant.
I mean, I was hoping you would choose.
Which one you pick?
Wendy. I would have picked the Wendy assistant too. No disrespect to my millennials, but they probably would need a mental health day after they cleaned it up. So
hey, you know, working with me, you need some mental health. You know, the millennials will be like,
they would have quit on me.
Yeah, you know how shoot, millennials, Generation X's, everybody quit on me. You got to be a special person to rock with me, but I tell you what.
See, he went and got him a baby boomer. The person that went through the struggle, you know.
Hey, I tell you what, Wendy be like, "Hey, we gotta get it done. It will be done." I be like, "Why is she calling me? Because you said get this done, and it's done." The safe even work now. The safe work. The safe ain't worked since we moved in this bad boy. Like, the safe. Y'all, it's going down. All right, y'all, it's the Mace Jackson Show. I'm having a good time this morning. So, Riis, you good? Ruthie, you good? I'm strapped in. Let's do this. Let's get the soul plane up to 60,000 feet. We are up and away. Let me hit some of these headlines very quickly. Ruthie. Hey, Riis, can you take our plane up just a little bit higher? Hit it again, because we need to be at, like, 90,000 feet, because I don't want to run into no towers. We are 20 years. Tomorrow will be 20 years since 9/11. I
still remember that day.
I want to talk about that a little bit, because I want to know where you were, where we were then, and where we are now. Because I almost want to tell you, 9/11 was the fake peak of American patriotism. And I'm going to say fake peak because as I was recapping, I was like, remember I told you I felt like I was ready to go to war and right? And I was like, I could have jumped in. And then I was thinking, as I reflected on it, where we were like the day before 9/11. On 9/10, this time 20 years ago, everybody was like, get rid of Bush. The world is crazy. And then the world changed forever. And I'm going to also tell you that after 9/11, my cousin never smoked in the airport again. He used to smoke in the airport. Like in the bathroom. Never again. It's crazy. Times have changed. Just think just think everybody could come to the gate. Y'all could have a party at the gate. Now you gotta wait for your family. They can't even come down the steps dang near.
True.
I want you to think about how much the world changed from 9/11, how many of our freedoms that we gave up because of our fear of terrorism, and a 20-year war that we just got out of, that I just realized that, did you know they left people behind? Did you? Wait. I don't understand how Joe Biden got on the TV and said, we not leaving until every American is gone. And they left and they showed the pictures on the news of the last general getting on the plane and taking off in the plane. And it's people on the ground still. They just flew a plane out yesterday. Yo. We don't talk about it all. Did you see the story of the 4-year-old who was shot from Alabama on Friday? Died 2 days later. The parents held a press conference yesterday asking for the community to turn in the killers. Y'all, I'm really starting to think about this conspiracy. Like, so is it just go to the neighborhood, spray the neighborhood, and bounce out, and nobody finds nothing, and there goes we're going to dig into this. I don't want to get too far into it because I feel like I get too far into it, it won't be no Mace Jackson show because my neighborhood might get sprayed. But we will talk about it a little bit because y'all, the more after they put that seed in my mind, I can't stop. Like, these shooters just be like, so somebody they got shooting Tourette's. I'm just going to shoot everything. I'm going to pull up to a neighborhood. Random acts of madness. Random acts of madness that create chaos is like terrorism. Terrorist activities, covert terrorist activities that I just can't say. I just can't believe that we was all raised that bad. Like, it's just like, I'm not saying that there isn't some of our stuff, but y'all, and even if there is somebody stoking our own people to do this type of dumb stuff, some in this just ain't making sense. All right. Ruthie, stop poking your lips out. Why are you making them face? Why are you twisting your face up like that?
Cause it's cameras everywhere. And police work oftentimes now is finding the camera. So you mean to tell me they can't put some boots on the ground to find these cameras, to see who actually did this? It's just crazy. That's what the police effort needs to be used for. They need to stop these shootings, stop this terrorism.
Ruthie, did you see that they found the guy they found two of the people in that fight where the white guys got beat up? To your point about the cameras. By the way, it was just a random cop said, "Oh, I know that dude right there. We seen him," and they went and got him too. Man, combine that with the facial recognition technology. What facial recognition technology?
I know, right? What emails?
Right.
What emails?
Oh my goodness. All right. Did you see President Biden came out yesterday? Like, y'all, it's on and popping for the people that ain't got vaccines. It's on and popping.
It's limiting your employment for sure.
On and pop. 100 million people getting affected tomorrow. But he was like, he literally said, we blaming it on y'all unvaccinated at this point. He like, y'all have had y'all chance and we've been patient enough with you. And now, we was all good until y'all didn't get vaccinated. And now you put all our lives in danger. It's gonna be crazy watching how this unfolds. We're gonna talk about this a little bit later. But one of the things that I did notice, Ruthie, and this is why I was thinking to myself, now you know how you be thinking about stuff, you be thinking money. I be thinking about, well, what about the part with this vaccine where they're trying to force it through business? Like the federal government. I was like, Ruthie said some stuff like that. Now they're trying, well, they pulling it though, because they tying it to your ability to eat. In economics, in a capitalistic society, you know how it go. We got to eat.
Unless you growing your own food.
Where they do that at? All right. Yesterday, y'all. So I gotta tell y'all, I was at the park yesterday. I can't tell y'all what I was doing at the park, but I experienced white privilege at the highest level yesterday. Like, I almost had to get out the park. Like, I had to get out the park until I was with the white boy. Then I got to stay. And I was like, it was so funny because the white guys were like, well, I mean, come on, dude. And he was like I was standing there and he was looking, the white guy in charge was looking at me and he was like, y'all got to go. Sorry, you're not supposed to be here. I'm not da-da-da-da-da-da. And then the other white guy's like, yeah, I know we're breaking the rules, but come on, man. It's not him, it's us. And he was like, you know what, guys, you're good. Don't worry about it. And I said, literally in the moment, and I know people get tired of me doing this, I was like, do you know what that was? And he was like, what? I said, you're a white privilege. And he was like, I was like, see? Aha. So he was like, oh yeah, I get it. They gave him the white brother nod, the white nod. They be like, I'm white. They had the white technology test, whatever, and it was like everything went away. CPS gives $500 housing insecurity vouchers one time. Sounds a little bit like what Alderman Gilbert Villegas was trying to do. And then LSCs do get to stay at home. They get to go back to their online meetings. That coincides also with the fact that CPS has 3,000 cases of COVID exposure at a minimum that they're underreporting. We're going to talk about it all. Plus, the social media question of the day when we come back. It's the Maze Jackson Show with Maze, Ruthie, and Riis.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Monster Jam. Coming to Allstate Arena September 17th through 19th. Brought to you by BKT Tires. Visit monsterjam.com for event details. You have to see it live, so get your tickets today.
Shop at Black-owned and operated Solo Beauty, where you are appreciated and respected. Located at 8158 South Cottage Grove, Solo Beauty can supply all of your black hair care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 6:33 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports traffic and weather update. In sports, the Chicago White Sox bats were still quiet again as they go down swinging, losing to the Oakland A's 3-1. Now over the traffic on the Kennedy O'Hare to the Loop is 27 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare is 22 minutes. On the Eden, inbound from Deerfield to the Exchange, 30 minutes. Exchange back to Deerfield will be 26. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop is 35 minutes. Back out to Thorndale will be 29. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 38 minutes. Outbound will be 32. The Bishop Ford from I-80 to the Dan Ryan is 37 minutes, 28 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 18 minutes to the Loop, 16 minutes back out to 95th. On DuSable Lakeshore Drive south is 7 minutes. That's 55th to Jackson, as well as Jackson to 55th and 8 minutes north. That will be Randolph to Bryn Mawr and Bryn Mawr back to Randolph. Today's weather is currently 60 and sunny. Expect a high of 73 and a low of 60. I'm Riis the Ruler. Now here's Ease on the Maze Jackson Show.
keep calling it. Give you some love and you want all of it. I'm out here working, nigga, get a grip. I'm just trying to touch a million, you just wanna coexist. I say you clingy and you contradict. Give you my heart, you think it's counterfeit. Give you my word and you won't trust in it. What's the point of loving me if you don't know what trust is? I need the is you give now. Please don't back down on me. I know you've got the attention I need. Put your pride aside for me. Oh, 'cause I need that ease. Put your pride aside for me. That ease. While I'm out trying to get that ease. Know that I need that ease. Put your pride aside for me, baby. You're insecure, it's driving me crazy. I'm trying to get it and you keep on saying it. All my love is never enough. I put up with you for too long, now I'm over it. You want affection, I need money, I'ma call it quits. That is, that is. Put your pride aside for me. That is.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Ruthie Moore. Got DJ Riis the Rule in the building. Hey, I want to say what's up to the WBGX listening audience. Thank you to everybody that is tuned in with us today. We appreciate you, just like we appreciate everyone who rocks with us every day, whether you are listening to us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. The TuneIn app. We appreciate you. Thank you. All right. Did I get all my headlines in? The housing insecurity, shootings. Oh, did you see the shootings and robberies continue in River North even after they doubled down? Like, it was like they had the press conference, and while they was having the press conference, people was getting robbed. They had no
way. Okay, I was gonna say, really?
Nah, but it was the people leaving somewhere, because at 1:45 in the morning, it was 3 robberies and 1 shooting. But that like at 1:45, which is really, if it's on a weekday, that's usually about the time the clubs start letting out. And then you think about Ontario and all that stuff. Like, it seems like, why do people rob you of your iPhone? Do they make you give them the code? What? Do they look at you and say,
you don't even need the code. You can take it right to these corner stores and they'll get you right.
A corner store can crack your phone now?
It's a whole industry, man. You know, in foreign countries, them phones be like life.
Really? They can.
It's a, yeah.
How do they facial recognize you?
So I think it's interesting that.
Yeah, but you can't just reset it from zero. You got to be able to get into it. I thought your iPhone was
They know the people that built the phones. They building the phones.
So they put their little secret. So you saying that
if you know how to repair a phone, like you can get into them. Take it to the corner store. You be seeing them 1, 2, 3 crack. You know how they be called a little different things.
Riis, you know that too. You be doing that. You know where they do that at too, Riis?
Actually, I did, but I drove past it and it was closed. Now I guess the pandemic must have got the store closed. But yeah, but I did know a spot that cracked iPhones though for sure. You can actually search that on Craigslist too.
So it's a whole market of. I just was wondering why they was stealing all these people's phones, and I was like, y'all can't even open them no more.
Have you seen the crack phone signs at the liquor stores?
Or you can sell it for
parts. No, I don't really.
Or at the little corner stores, no?
You can sell it for parts.
Yeah, so like if somebody need a screen, so like if your screen breaking, you go to one of them little
$90, Joe.
But they'll do it for a little cheaper. You know what I'm saying? So but they'll buy from you, so they'll buy like the phone for parts to fix other phones and get money off that. Like if they can't unlock it, they be like, "Oh man, it's Sprint or something. I can't unlock it." But I buy the phone to fix parts.
Who can they unlock?
T-Mobile for sure. Like anything with like a SIM card.
Hey Joe, you see how? Okay, you mean to tell me that they could do, and these stores be like, "Hello, we got a business." What? How did our business become robbing each other? And they business is making the money off of us robbing each other.
It's the same. It reminds me of like the people that steal the catalytic converters. Like, do we go after them or do you go after the junkyards that accept it rolled up on the buggy?
That's a good point.
And then the thing is, they be taking your home. Then you can't. I remember I had a friend who called me and was like, they got their catalytic converter got. And I was like, wait, what? Like, I heard about that, but like, you mean to tell me it's people that literally, like, they get up at night and just cut the car. Their whole thing is to climb under your car, cut the joint out. Like, yes. And how much money do they make off that?
I don't know, but I remember it was one dude on our block. He got over like 10 people. Like, I'm not lying to you. It was just crazy.
It's platinum in them. How much is platinum per ounce?
Yeah, but it ain't an ounce in there.
Yeah, but if you got 10 of them in your car, if you got 10.
You got 10. He should be like, oh, yeah, man, hold on, I'll be right back. Hello, yeah, 911. This dude rode up with 10 cops. I know he stole somebody. Immediately. What are you doing with 10 of them?
What if he bring them in one at a time? I'm back. I found this one. Do you know what that made me think of? I remember one time when I was a kid, there was this kid and my mom would only buy me the action figures that was this tall, but do you remember the action figures that was like this big and they like spun and they could punch you and all type of stuff? My mom would never get me those. So one day, this dude that went to my school who was just a little bit smaller than me brought his whole bag of them. In some kind of way, I convinced him to give them all to me and that he didn't want them no more. Mm-hmm. And so he gave them all to me because he didn't want them no more. And I knew I couldn't walk in the house with all of them because my mom would watch me when I played with my stuff. And plus, I wanted to play on the dining room table. So, one day I brought in like one. And it was like, my action figures was all the little ones. And she was like, that's a big one. Where you get that? Oh, I found it in the snow. She was like, okay, cool. You found it in the snow. Then the next day I found it. I was like, man, I found another one in the snow. And she was like, you thought she was born yesterday. You did. Like, I'm 5. I'm in kindergarten. Now I was smart enough not to bring the whole bag and break them out. So I got away with the 2. By the third day, I took the boy's whole thing, like his whole thing. And his mama bought him up, so I had taken all his action figures. So now I ain't even playing with my action figures because who won't play with the little ones? And my mom was like, where you get 9 of these things? I was like, Ma, I found it in the snow. Man. So let me tell you, after 30 minutes of whooping, right? It wasn't 30 minutes of whooping, but it felt like 30 minutes of whooping. I was like, Ma, okay, I took them from Keenan. And my mama made me take them all back and give them back to him. And then you know what she did? She took my little ones back too. You gonna lie to me? So you lie, you'll steal. If you steal, you'll kill. Oh, dang, Ma, I just wanted the tall action figures. Okay, I'm sorry. My bad. I be having flashbacks sometimes. But that's what made me think of the because I do think there are parents that would be like, oh, you found 20 of them in the snow? Glad I ain't have to pay for it. Right? That reminds, my mama was like, oh, no, dog, you ain't found them. You gonna find where you got them from. And I think that is...
Unfind them.
Right. But I think that's the whole scenario with these catalytic converters. And then I think, who owns the junkyard where they buy them? It don't be black people do it.
Nope.
See? So the white people be like, you only stolen from the black people anyway, so it's all good. Them Negroes didn't want to go to work no way.
Now, they be stealing them from a lot of places. You got to watch some of the videos. It's like in and out. It's
wait, you
operation.
Watch? Wait, were they filming themselves doing it?
Man, there are cameras everywhere. Cameras everywhere.
I can't tell because we can't find no killers, no shooters, no nothing. You tripping. Dang, Ruthie. What I want to know I gotta see your video playlist. Because what are you watching on the internet? On the internet that you like, you gotta watch the video. And if it's a video of them stealing, why we ain't got him? Goodness gracious. All right, y'all. I'm going to move on. Sometimes I used to wish though, my mama. Did I tell y'all about the time we didn't have cable growing up, and I wasn't because we couldn't afford it. It was just because they was like, that's the devil's TV station. So my friend, I was talking about my friend Eric Ralph. He was the first person in high school to get a grown man's job while he was in high school. So he was like, while we was working at McDonald's, this dude worked at Cablevision. So he was making like $20 an hour in high school. You know, $20 an hour in the 80s. Eric Ralph was balling. So we had the actual cable box for the neighborhood in our backyard. So he came in and said, you know, I could just turn this on and y'all could have every channel all over the world for whatever, no problem, for free, whatever. You know what Sister Jackson said?
That's the devil's work, baby.
We can't steal. That would be stealing.
See, I knew it.
Ma! we can't have cable forever. Cablevision, yep.
I knew it. That's the devil, baby.
Ma! What do you mean we can't have cable? Then 20 years later, they won't get some cable. That's though because you couldn't get no. And in Bolingbrook, you know, I want a cable just so we can see Channel 2. Because did everybody else Channel 2 be bogus?
Yeah.
Channel 2 is like the most bogus station unless you got cable. You can't never. Channel 2 never came in clear. It be like.
I don't know why it was always so staticky.
Right. Why? And they asked, what was the best network?
7. Always came in crystal clear.
But what was the best? Who had the best shows? Like if you had one station that you listened, if it was 2, 5, 7, 9, and 32.
And 50. Remember back in the day it was 50?
And 50. Well, I knew 50 when it was all videos, all day.
Oh, no. I'm talking about when they used to play like
UPN.
Yeah, there you go.
50. So 50, I remember, do y'all know Channel 50? Remember when Channel 50 used to just be all videos? It was like MTV without, that's where we learned all the white videos and all. The first time I ever saw When Doves Cry was on Channel 50.
Really? That's crazy.
What channel if you had to pick, Ruthie? Like if you had to pick 2, 5, 7, 9, or 32?
I'm about to go with 32.
32?
That's Fox,
ain't
it?
Really, I used to like this news program. It was that they had this song. It was like, wake up. Oh, how I hate to get up in the morning. You know what I'm talking about? It was like with Bob Surratt or something like that.
Bob Surratt. I remember Bob Surratt and
it was
Jay.
It was a morning. It was like a morning show.
They had like a cartoon
and they had an alarm
playing.
clock that went off.
Yeah, like a little cartoon playing to like your song.
I'm gonna look it up.
I know what you talk. I mean, I know Bob Surratt and Marianne.
Something.
They're married.
What?
Them two was married.
I didn't know that.
Yep. And Bob Surratt used to be on channel. Like he was on Channel 32 after he got kicked off for all the 257. I think Channel 7 was always the best channel. Channel 7. See, I feel like y'all are, because y'all from the 2000s. Yeah. Right? Y'all see, Channel 32 didn't even really count until, let me back up. When I was a kid, Channel 32 was the bomb because they played cartoons during the day. Right? So Channel 32 used to be, when it was WFLD TV, it was the cartoon channel. Like, so that's where you saw, like, in the morning, you seen, like, Battle of the Planets and all of those type of shows, and you would watch the cartoons on the way to school before you went. 7 had all the shows that your parents, like Happy Days and Three's Company and the shows, like, what was it? Happy Days, Three's Company, Heart to Heart, all of those shows. Channel 5 came up in the 80s because of the Cosbys and Thursday nights. The Cosbys, Different World, Cheers. Ooh, Night Court was over there too.
I love Night Court.
Both of them, did you see 2 of them died?
Yeah.
Mac died and Marky died, all within the course of a week. What? Channel 2, I never watched Channel 2, ever. Like, I can't even think of a Channel 2 show. Yeah.
Which one? Touched by Angel used to come on.
Who watched that?
Didn't Channel 2 have The Price is Right?
It was good.
Channel 2 had The Price is Right.
Okay, Channel 2 had The Price is Right and Young and the Restless. So Young and the Restless, Price is Right. Oh, Different Strokes was Channel 5 and Family Ties too. Wait. Okay, Riis. That means Riis was staying with his grandmama. Cause
told y'all.
Price is Right was the grandmama show. The Price is Right. What was it? It was The Price is Right.
Got 7.
Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune. It's like I feel like a trapped watching the Wheel of Fortune. Like I don't like the Wheel of Fortune, but every day, some kind of way, I wind up watching the Wheel of Fortune. Carrie be guessing them. She be like
Jeopardy.
I ain't like Jeopardy neither. So the best game shows used to come on Channel 2 though. Channel 2, because didn't they have not Joker's Wild? What's the one with the Channel 2 had the best game shows. Yeah. Riis, when you said The Price is Right though, then Young and Restless. Did y'all watch the stories of them?
Yeah.
Like, I was forced to watch. What stories was you forced to watch? It was Young and the Restless.
It was that
As the World Turns. Then it was All My Children.
Yeah.
And then One Life to Live. And I hated General Hospital. Oh, Channel 5 did have Hill Street Blues. That was, I live right by the police station by Will Street Blues. What was the one with the dating? The Newlywed Game?
Oh.
And it was something like Connection something. I know what you're talking about. It was the Newlywed
Love
Game.
Connection.
Love Connection.
With Chuck Woolery.
Yes.
Chuck Woolery and the Love Connection. Did you know what I hated though? Did your parents ever watch the nighttime game shows? Like, did they ever make you watch night game shows I didn't like the Gong Show.
Oh man, I love all those.
You like the Gong Show?
My grandma had the Game Show Network. I don't know if anybody knew about that. On Prime Star.
No, but the Game Show Network is like cheating.
But it gave me. I know all of the old.
Wait, do they play all old game shows?
They
That's
play
not new.
old. Nope, they play old. They used to play old ones.
Really?
I seen a man kissing the people in the mouth.
Richard Dawson. Richard Dawson. Da-da-da. Da-da-da. Man, okay. Who watched The Equalizer or Murder, She Wrote? Murder, She Wrote was the old white lady? Come on now. And Jeopardy, I didn't watch Jeopardy. All right, y'all. How did we get here?
You missed out.
Man, who missed out is LeVar Burton. That's who missed out. Because he didn't get the spot. And everybody wanted him because y'all wanted him from Reading Rainbow.
Oh, such a good show.
I never watched Reading Rainbow. I never saw it. Ruthie, he was Kunta Kinte to me.
Okay, I got you.
It's like, he was Kunta Kinte to me, and there's nothing, I talk about typecast, like, mustache and all, he is always going to be Kunta, because I cannot tell you how traumatic it was to watch him go from Kunta Kinte to Toby. Like, I was like, how could you hit somebody with a whip like that? Did you see Roots?
Mm-hmm.
Like, when it came, you didn't see it when it came on.
No.
And did you see the new Roots or the old Roots?
No, the old Roots.
The old one.
Because the old Roots, woo!
A couple of minutes in, they got the knife cutting them.
Woo!
So I seen it. Yeah.
Woo, Lord. So first of all, I need to be like, honestly, I'm so grateful that I saw Roots as a kid and didn't really get it. Like, I didn't understand. Like, I remember when they was on the slave boat and he was like, I need a bed warmer. Right? Remember the girl? And he was like, I need a bed warmer. And I was like, Mom, what is a bed warmer? And she was like, she sleep on the bed to make the sheets hot. And I was like, okay, I got it. So I used to always be like, Mom, I need a bed warmer. I need a bed warmer. Not realizing like, oh, that wasn't her. She was not keeping the bed warm. She was keeping. Yeah. Did you see the new Roots?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I like that. It was all right.
I couldn't watch it all. What they did was, though, they tried to bring, like, one of the things that I felt like in the new Roots that I saw was that they really emphasized the black slave trade. Like in the old Roots, I didn't really, like they had they indicated that there were black slave catchers, but in the new Roots, they were like, yo, the Africans was trapping the Africans and then selling them to the, like in Kunta, he was just running around. Yeah. I mean, my mama made me cover my eyes with Kunta and Kissy, not Kunta and Kissy, but Kunta and his girl, and Toby and what's his wife that made Kizzy. When they kissed, My mom made me close my eyes. Y'all remember when he raised the baby up to the moon? And I shall name you. You didn't know that?
Yeah, I was little. I'm about to go back and rewatch it.
I made my son and daughter watch it.
The new one or the old one?
Both. They didn't talk to me for a week. They was mad. I was like, because they used to be like, because they had their own TVs and I was like, turn them TVs off. Y'all gonna sit right here on this couch. Like 2 minutes in, they was like, what is this? And the funny part is, not the funny part, but I was thinking about that when they discussed slavery and they almost seemed embarrassed a little bit. And I was just thinking about how I was in a white school when they was playing it on the afternoon special, or they would play Roots or something in school. And it's like when they turn the lights on, you be like, damn, everybody be looking at you like, woo! Y'all was tough.
I know that feeling.
Shaka's, man, I must tell you, when Shaka Zulu came out, though, it was great to see I was like, yes, we finally beat the white people. All right, y'all. I am so far off the grid with this show so far. Even though, what's the best TV show of all time? What you think the best black TV show of all time?
Good Times.
Riis, they said, okay, no shade. Riis, they said yesterday you were an episode of Good Times, and somebody said you are the whole dang on series. Somebody said if it go down, they said if it goes down in the world, and they had to pick one of us who they wanted to be with, they want to be with Riis because he gonna survive.
He gonna survive.
Riis, I'm gonna tell you, brother. Your story is just, first of all, I appreciate you sharing. Right, I appreciate you sharing. Because I do think that one of the funniest things that I saw in reading through the comments, besides all of the violence that was in the comments yesterday, was the commonality of our experiences, right? Where there were so many pieces, places, and things that we could identify with regardless of where we came from. So a little bit later, I'm going to ask, what was your most impactful experience as a child? Like, what thing had the most positive impact? You can't say, my parents, and it can't be your school. Like, what experience was the most impactful for you as a child? We're going to talk about that a little bit later. Also, today, we are going to talk about CPS. Did you see that they're saying that 3,000 students were exposed to COVID in the first 2 weeks? That's a lie, though. Ruthie, because one school, Franklin Fine Arts, just said that they're sending 8 classes home to 100% remote. Whitney Young announced that they had at least 100 people exposed. None of this was reported on the CPS website, the tracker that everybody looks at on a day-to-day basis. So can we trust what they're telling us when it comes to this? So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Plus, Ruthie, 9/11, 20 years later. I want to go back a little bit and talk about that. I was thinking about where that is one of those moments when they say you'll never forget where you were. Do you remember where you were when 9/11 happened? Mm-hmm. Do you remember? Riis, I want to talk about that. So when we come back, we're going to open up the lines. We're not going to have the social media question of the day because I got it in the TV and Roots and stuff. So we'll go past that. But I want to talk about 9/11 because I was reflecting. 9/11, the traumatic incident, actually in my mind, had the cumulative effect that it was supposed to, which was it erased all of the disunity in our mind, but it didn't take it away. It just piled stuff on top of it. And as we've gone 20 years later, it seems like we've gotten to where we were prior to on 9/10 and dug even deeper. So I want to talk about that a little bit more. We're going to do all of that. Plus, don't forget, it is Tell Me Something Good Friday. So I'm going to be looking for y'all. And I want you, look, this is a participatory show. So we're going to put the lines up because I do really want to hear from you. I actually feel like I want to, Riis, let's record these calls because I would like to do a little spot around it. So I want to get your best callers, your best memories of what it was like for you on 9/11. I'll be thinking about when they talk about 9/11, I feel like it almost is like black people weren't there. Do you know what I mean? Like, or that it was, when I see it, I very rarely see us in the conversation. Although the last person that they pulled out was a black woman. I would like to just hear your thoughts, because one of the things that I don't know that I've ever really heard is how black people felt about 9/11, besides all the conspiracy theories and all of the internet chatter. Like, where were you? What were you doing? What did you feel as a black person? Right? I tell you, we have a love-hate relationship with America, and it was probably the only time that I wanted to forget my anger. And now I kind of feel silly looking back. It's a weird scenario because I just would like to talk about it a little bit. So let's talk about it all when we come back. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Y'all keep that violence down in them comments. Don't make me.
They trying.
Don't make me get my strap. Brother Anthony, teach him. See, we got to get Brother Anthony. We need you to intervene in the chat. Because, Brother Anthony, he'll hit you with the philosophy and he'll get you with the steps of atonement. Get it right. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Maze, Ruthie, Riis. I almost said Todd, but I forgot. Notice how I said almost. I don't even know, man. It's Todd's. He'll be Monday, right? Yeah. I forgot. We ain't seen him this week because Monday was a holiday. So he just like, I just won't come in no time this week. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Monster Jam. Coming to Allstate Arena September 17th through 19th. Brought to you by BKT Tires. Visit monsterjam.com for event details. You have to see it live, so get your tickets today.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 7:01 a.m. And I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports traffic and weather update. In sports, the NFL made a return last night as the Super Bowl champions hosted the Dallas Cowboys. Typical Tom Brady, down one with under 2 minutes, leads a game-winning field goal drive as Ryan Succums hits a 36-yarder. Bucks win 31-29 over the Cowboys. Now over to the White Sox. The bats were still quiet again as they go down swinging. 9 strikeouts, losing to the Oakland A's 3-1. Now over the traffic on the Kennedy O'Hare to the Loop is 35 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare will be 22. On the Eden, inbound from Deerfield to Exchange, 36 minutes. Exchange to Deerfield will be 26. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop is 49 minutes. Back out to Thorndale will be 31. On the Stevenson, from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 47 minutes. Outbound will be 32. On the Bishop Ford, from I-80 to the Dan Ryan is 60 minutes because there's an accident. 28 minutes back out to I-80. On the Dan Ryan, 18 minutes to the Loop, 15 minutes back out to 95th. DuSable Lakeshore Drive is still locked in at 7 minutes south, 55th to Jacksonville is Jackson to 55th, and 8 minutes north, Randolph to Bryn Mawr, and Bryn Mawr back to Randolph. It is still 61 degrees. Today will be a high of 81 and a low of 59. Happy Friday, everybody, and love Dante.
What about my love? Seems you have forgotten love. I do believe that something went wrong somewhere. What about my feelings? Do they mean anything at all? You got me so in love, I'm too blind to see. But you got my love, now you wanna put me down. But you got my love, got me standing on shaky ground. What about it, baby? What about the days and the nights we spend? when I gave all that I never had. You got me going through changes of life with you. Are you sure you wanna live? Think it over, babe. 'Cause girl, I believe. I think you just might wanna change your mind. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. Now that you got my love, you got me standing on shaky ground. Yeah. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. You don't come around. Now that you got all my love, and you got me standing on shaky ground. Put your hands together. Put your hands together. Before you leave out the door, before you leave out the door, baby, won't you change your mind? Really wish you would change your mind. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. Now that you got my love, you got me standing on shaky ground. Now that you got my love, you don't come around. Now that you got all my love, yeah, you got me standing on shaky ground. Put your hands together. Put your hands together. Oh my, I had a conversation with her. This is how it went. Before you leave out the door, before you leave out the door, baby, won't you change your mind? Oh, Lord have mercy. 'Cause I need you and you need me. I know we can be happy. Just wait and see. Baby, won't you change your mind? I'll do better if you change your mind. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. Now that you got my love, got me standing on shaky. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. Now that you got my love, you got me standing on shaky ground. Baby, won't you change your mind? Baby, won't you change your mind? Oh no, I've been hoping, baby. I've been praying, baby. Yes, I have. Baby, won't you change your mind? Oh no. I've been hoping, baby, yeah. I've been praying down on my knees, praying that you change your mind. Oh, Lord have mercy, I'll do better if you change your mind.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
Church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies now of the politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze and Riis and Ruthie and Todd explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't trying to help us, they ain't trying to do nothing. We gotta do something. We gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect you oppressed to solve.
Go! It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my girl Ruthie Moore in the building. Plus DJ Riis the Ruler. Riis doing a remix. Did Remy send it to you? Yeah, like, is that my... Look, they all gonna be like, is that my computer? No, it's me acting crazy. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson.
Freak me out.
Riis was like, look, Riis was like, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Because, you know, I was looking like, Riis, what you doing? You like, I didn't do it. Why you breathe so hard, Ruthie? Because I don't breathe like that. You know, I'm silly. Bad. It's the Lambs remix. All right.
The Lambs remix.
The Lambs remix. They were like, all right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Ruthie Moore. Dang, Boosie said we done played it. That's the scratch record. That Ruthie, Boosie, you going back. They don't even know about no scratch records.
And we had scratch CDs.
Oh, that's right. Oh, remember CDs? What is the... Okay, so what music forms have you lived through? I lived through the record. Mm-hmm. When they was the thick plastic, like when they was super thick, to the 8-track. Like I remember putting the 8-track in the Thunderbird. To the cassette, when you had to rewind and fast forward to your favorite song, and you had the cassette player that you had to put it on A and B. Mm-hmm. To the CD. Yeah. To the DAT player. To where we at now? MP3s
and streaming. Now we at streaming,
right? Because now they don't even want you to own. Like it used to be a thing about ownership of your music. Like you used to have a music collection.
So what's next? They're gonna digitally imprint it in our heads. Oh.
Y'all millennials will probably take it too.
You mean I can listen to my favorite songs by thinking about them?
By just thinking.
Push a button on the side.
And I can see the video too.
No, they got the new glasses.
Facebook glasses.
Facebook glasses with Ray-Bans. Remember we were just talking about those?
Ruthie, look those up. See how much those cost. How much do Facebook? You not getting that?
See how much they will phone for 3 pair, Ruthie. Look for 3 pair. I'm getting the price for 3 pair.
Facebook. What was it? Facebook glasses. So anyway, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show, and we are 20 years away. Oh, $299.
Oh, that's not bad. It's like an Apple Watch.
Yeah, I think. Wait a minute. Oculus Quest 2. Oh, no, those Oculus.
Oh.
Them ain't them, the Ray-Bans.
I'm going to look it up.
All right, you look it up while I talk about what's going on. Oh, hold on. The phone lines are open, and I'm going to ask you, where were you during 9/11? 2000, what was it, 2001? September 11, 2001, the planes hit the building. I'm going to describe where I was. I'm going to ask Riis you to tell us where you were, and Ruthie where you were. But before I do that, I want to talk to the president of the phone club, who yesterday was mixing it up with the Facebook fam. It is Brother Frank. Brother Frank, what's going on, my brother? How you feeling today?
Wow, like I've been ambushed. Man, they straight kicked my butt over there. Good morning to you all. Listen, I'm going to tell you just like this. You know what I'm saying? They really impressed me. Whether they believe it or not. They stuck together. You know, listen, I was wrong. I shouldn't use the word idiot. Okay, I apologize for that. I shouldn't let them bring my mind in, even though I was insulted first, saying that since I was defending Joe Biden, I'm suffering from the same mental disease that he is, and I need to get back on my medication. Well, they taught me still there's a right way and a wrong way to handle everything. And so I apologize. It wasn't over there for that. But, man, it was like I stepped into a hornet's nest. You know what I'm saying? They was...
You can't... Let me just tell you something. Brother Frank, let me tell you. It's a few people. It's a few people in the den you can't mess with. I'm just telling you. And Robin Patrice, or whatever her name is, what day, depending on which profile she working with. Because she's super down with the crew. Like, she'll whoop somebody for me. So, you know, the mob be like, if you say something to Robin Patrice, it's going to be on and popping. In the meantime, it was great to see black folks stick together because y'all turned into like a pack of lions. It was pack of lions and hyenas.
Exactly.
Y'all got, and Brother Frank.
Brother Frank. But they taught me. Brother Nate, I'm going to tell you something they taught me. This is the first time I've ever encountered something like this. I decided, not even posted. Whatever I post, anyone say anything negative about it, I don't care what it is, or you say anything negative about me, I don't care you call out my name. I'm not even going to respond. I'm going to act like I don't even see it. If I say anything, it's going to be no more than, well, you're entitled to your opinion, and I'm gone. But Lord have mercy, I was so impressed, and they proved something I've been saying for the longest. Every generation of blacks, since we come out of bondage, coming forward, have shown they're going to take less and less and less of any kind of attack on them. They showed that also exists within our community too. Not only just in white supremacy, you know what I'm saying, and racism, period. They believe in the same plan. So the right way or wrong way, even though I did correct about Joe Biden signing the Asian hate bill, well, baby girl, we already had one called the hate crime bill. Okay, here's the sign of a special one. I did say Joe Biden mentality is way better than anything last president we had. And some probably did support Donald Trump. I don't know. They got that right. But I handled that wrong, and I apologize to them. But they impressed the heck out of me, and they sent my baby boomer butt packing.
All right, man. Okay, Brother Frank, I feel you, okay? You good? Okay? I got you. Thank you, Brother Frank. We appreciate you, man. Hey, y'all, okay? Is it all good, okay? Okay? Brother Frank, cool. Y'all, look, and the seniors was the elders was starting to feel a certain way when y'all started eating them up, right? Because they was like, man, you know sometimes the brothers be stepping into they didn't realize he an old lion. He ain't realized that the young wolves was lions and wolves and hyenas in the pack done moved together. Lord have mercy, G. And you got hey, I'm gonna tell you, if you're trying to find them comments, you got to go inside of a thread. Cause it'd be like 30 comments inside of a thread. I was all confused. Cause once the comments get in a thread, then they go out of order. Right? Cause they respond to the thread. So somebody was like, you better not have. I was like, wait, what? And then all the way, look.
It was my first day back on Facebook.
Dang it. Well, let me tell you, Ruthie was like, I'm out. You jumped out.
I was still in there looking.
Oh, you was just looking. you was doing. That's how a lot of people do on Facebook. They just be looking. All right.
She had a camera phone now recording. That's Ruthie, the one that got the record.
Look, remember that time they had? Look, when it's all good, she gonna kick it up. She gonna kick it off. She gonna play a video back and it's gonna live forever. When them comments was moving. All right, I want to do this. I want to stop and I want to reflect. 9/11. September 11th, 2001 was a day, it was like our Pearl Harbor, I would say. I would use it as Pearl Harbor in that I feel like we were kind of insulated in our own little bubble of Americanness when that bubble was burst when planes flew into the Twin Towers. Now, I'll tell you. I was laying in the bed at 2009 West Grand. And one of my favorite things to do was to wake up and watch Good Morning America. And when I woke up, the first tower had already been hit and there was smoke coming out of it. And I really didn't know what day it was. I didn't know. So I assumed it was a flashback from the first bombing of the Twin Towers. And I don't know if you all remember Sheikh Abdul, blah, 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 with the glasses. And they had blown up a van in the basement of the Twin Towers and it was smoking. So I assumed it maybe was the anniversary. And then as they were talking and showing it coming from out of the screen and into the screen was a plane in the shot. And it was flying, and then all of a sudden, it seemed like it hit the gas and hit the second tower. And I literally sat up and said, oh, shribbler. I immediately then, not immediately, because I was in shock. I ain't gonna even lie. Because it literally felt like the plane was going slow. Then it was like, hit it. Let me tell you. At that moment, I was in shock. I then went to my phone and called family members who were working downtown and said, get out of downtown. Because all I could think was they was finna hit the Sears Tower. Because if they hit the Twin Towers, why wouldn't they hit the largest building in the world at the time? And so that I can't tell you what happened after that. Oh, I do know that was also the day, because I woke up that morning excited because at the time we represented Rockefeller Records. And so I had woken up that morning because it was also the day that the blueprint was coming out, and we had gotten it a week early. So we were excited to see the numbers, etc. But those are the two things that I remember about that day. And then everything else starts to be a blur. I remember watching it accelerate into the plane and just thinking to my family, get from downtown. I thought the first time in my entire life that the best place to be is in the hood ever. Because I was like, they not going to bomb the hood because they work in the hood. That's my memory of 9/11. Now I talk about my post-traumatic, but that is the memory of 9/11. And the thing I remember was so much like them saying, we cannot let them stop us. And the biggest thing was football. Football was going to bring America back together because they were going to have they were going to play at Giant Stadium regardless. And everybody was scared that there were going to be more terrorist stuff. And it was think about football being the great American unifier at that moment, and then where it is now. So Ruthie, where were you? Was you a baby? Was you like a kid?
I was in junior high.
I was like, she better been in class.
Yeah, I was in class.
Oh, you were? Oh, wait. Oh, so you was in school? Oh, wow.
Okay. I think a lot of young people were in school because, ain't New York ahead of us a little bit? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so in school, they made an announcement, then they rolled the TVs in, and all the teachers was just standing around. We really didn't know what was going on. Some teachers was panicking because I think they had relatives in different places. The phones you couldn't get through. And then, so we went home and, the normal routine is to watch cartoons. And you turn on the TV, channel 11, trying to watch Arthur. I vividly remember this. Coming home to watch Arthur and 106 in Park and whatnot, and nothing. Couldn't watch anything. It was all over the news, everywhere. And all I knew was just that I remember the word terrorist attack, the Twin Towers, and that's it. And remember,
were you
9/11.
Scared? Were you fearful?
Fearful. They put the fear of everything in us. Do you remember the color coded system? That's my formative years. fearing that, okay, based on this color today that the media telling me, a plane might come out the sky and obliterate me. I think it was just psychological torture what they did to the young people during that time.
Wow, I didn't think about it like being a kid like that.
We traumatized. Me and Riis generation, we traumatized from this.
That's why y'all don't want to work?
We scared of being in the office building.
We don't want to work.
Look, Riis like I'm on Riis like I'm on three clocks today. Speak for yourself.
It was a feeling of vulnerability because America. What? Who gonna come do this in America? And it was like, oh my goodness, we felt vulnerable. We read about Pearl Harbor in the books, but oh my goodness, I couldn't believe this. So I felt a sense of nationalism. Like we gotta get them. We gotta get them back.
Did you?
I did. They could have got me to join up.
I felt the same way. I ain't gonna lie. I felt like they could have got me to join up. Where were you when 9/11 happened? Do you remember? Riis, was you in your jeans and no, I'm sorry.
Uniform. No, I was at school, and I just remember it was like some commotion at first, but we was actually on the way to lunch, and like it was like weird, because like cell phones, they weren't really as
shoot. My next tail was chirp chirp.
You know what I'm saying? So I just remember seeing like people because we had to walk from one building to the next to go eat lunch, and I can just see like people were saying something. So like I teach you like everybody just keep going. And when we went inside the lunchroom, it was a student. He was half black, half white. His mother is like walking super fast, like grabbing her son, and we all like what's going on? And then that's when she had informed us that they had bombed the Twin Towers, and so we ended up going to our room like Ruthie. Everybody rolled that big old TV VCR in there, and we just watched it for the rest of the day. Like she said, went home. Couldn't watch nothing but it was on every channel. But I definitely understood what was going on. But I did think the Sears Tower was next, for sure.
Yeah, I thought I truly thought that the Sears Tower was going on. All right.
Because I think they was lying and said they had to stop a plane from going there or something. I don't know, but I know
it was so much.
Story. Yeah, it's like story made up. It was like, yeah, they stopped this. They stopped that one from hitting the Sears Tower.
Did 9/11 impact black people the same way you think? I feel. Look, can I just say something? I feel like there really were no 9/11 black stories, if that makes sense. Like I don't feel like. Even in the sense of patriotism and the flags waving and all of that stuff, I don't feel like we were included in that moment. Even though very much like Ruthie said, and it's just like World War I, World War II, even though we get shot upon in this city, in this country, I felt patriotic. Like I did feel like I wanted to go get somebody. Like, how could you do that? And it's crazy because literally on 9/10, I was like, F these punks. George Bush stole the election. Literally the day before. And within 10 seconds of seeing that, I wanted a piece. And I just, did black Americans feel 9/11? I don't really ever I would love to. Why are you making fun of me?
Just because I remember I'm just gonna use this for lack of a better term, the black conspiracy theorists at the time, and people being like, but now I'm like, dang, they might have been on to something.
Let's talk about it. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Black people, did 9/11 impact you? How did it? How old were you? Where are you? So dang, Ruthie, you was in what grade was you?
Junior high.
8th grade.
Junior high.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I was the king of Maze Jack at that point. I was on 2009 West Grand. We had just signed our big deal with McDonald's. We was balling out.
At McDonald's?
Sadiq said he felt absolutely nothing for America because he was like, y'all got to stop eating them pigs. Anyway, let's go to the live line. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Black folks, did 9/11 impact you? James, you're on the Maze Jackson Show. James, I can hear you. Hello. Caller. You're on the Maze Jackson Show. See what else we got. No, y'all see, black people, y'all didn't feel nothing for 9/11.
Put them in the queue.
Okay, you put them in the queue. Anybody else in there? Give us a call. Oh, I got to put the number up. 872-259-7474. Looking back on 9/11, on 9/10, America was probably at its most divided that I had ever seen it. Do you all recall that we were at the end of the Clinton era. We had just elected, or George Bush had just assumed the power of the presidency because Al Gore refused to fight the hanging chads. Remember how remember this is when Florida came to prominence politically? Because of the Supreme Court and they literally, it was like the first time where it was like it was probably the first time where I had a tangible example of what people are willing to do, where I realized, okay, it ain't democracy. Like, cause they was straight like, the Republicans like, we taking it. If there's an opportunity to take it, forget fair, we're gonna take it. And I remember the red and blue divide, and remember how George Bush was just hated by all of the, and part of the whole conspiracy theory that happened during that time was that George Bush, that they had done this to the American people to unify the country, to take to make it a distraction from what some people said was the stolen election. And it did have that effect, because I don't think from that point on anybody ever questioned George Bush's legitimacy. But there's some striking well, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like, it became if you were lacking patriotism, then it was like, that's very un-American. You are so anti-American if you wasn't patriotic during that time.
I also said during the time, and I'm going to get in trouble for this, that it was a unique opportunity for us to reclaim the corner stores because the anti-sentiment was so high.
Oh, my goodness.
We could have probably just been like, would you like us to take that from you?
Did they get a bill? Like a stop?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Remember, there was all types of open attacks.
I remember.
Yeah, like we had one of them kids in our school, and like...
Well, you said one of them kids in our school.
Yeah, and like they was... Like,
Reese, did you save him? Because, you know, Reese, you seem like you be Mr. Sentimental.
You know what I did.
You minded your business.
Minding my business. Nothing to do with me.
I remember black people being like, man, if I was on that plane.
Man, I think if I was on that plane, though, like, I'm just telling you, you ain't crashed.
I would have fought him.
Ruthie. With some box cutters? Hold on. Let me tell you right now, if somebody be walking towards the front of the cabin right now on the plane, all the black people be looking like, you get too close to that door, we whooping your ass.
Oh, nowadays we aware.
Right.
We own it.
But I'm just saying, like, I'm just telling you, wasn't nobody with no box cutter taking the plane I'm on down. Ruthie. Look, Ruthie, me and you on the plane. We on the plane. They got box cutters, but we going in that building. It's going to be let me just tell you this. I ain't going to say we would have won, but you not crashing the plane. You not taking out with a box cutter? There wasn't no guns on the plane? I'm not tripping.
You know them Arabs be having them trainings, boy. They could have been trained 20 years to be an assassin with a box cutter. You don't even know.
You have to,
Indian warrior.
So let me ask the question, though. You going anyway?
Oh, no, I'm with you.
Oh, no, look, so I'm going to bleed out, but you ain't crashing me. I'm bleeding out. You had to bleed me out on the plane. Yeah, I got a better chance of bleeding out than
I'm with you, Maze.
That's my point. And I'm saying, and I'm not, but I got to ask the question, where were you? Do you remember it? Did 9/11 have an impact on black people? Also, y'all check out Salim's article. He just posted it. He wrote an article at the time, so I can't wait to hear that. James, you're on the Mace Jackson Show. Where were you during 9/11? Do you remember?
What's going on, Maze? Hey, Ruthie. What's going on, Reese?
What up?
Man, yeah. I was during 9/11. I just started going over the road as a truck driver, bro. And I was down in Orlando, Florida, right outside of Disney World when it happened. And basically, I just got done dropping the load, me and my trainer. We waiting on the dispatch. We happen to turn on the TV. We see one of the Twin Towers smoking already. So we like, what the hell is this? What is this going on? Next thing you know, you see the second plane hit. I said, this can't be real. This can't be real. So I'm looking in shock also. So at that time, something came over the local TV station about Disney World being evacuated. And by that time, we had got our dispatch to move on. And sure enough, you see droves of cars leaving Orlando. It was crazy, bro. It was crazy. And I called later on. I was able to call later on to check on my loved ones. Everybody was good. But I did hear something about that they stopped the plan for the Sears Towers being attacked. And me personally, I think that 9/11 thing, that was a psychological draft for the military.
Okay.
That's where the patriotism came in at, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, that galvanized everybody, and they was like, man, we got to do something. But I've been in the military, so I kind of know how things kind of work, and that was a psychological move. That was a psychological move because they knew, as far as the draft was concerned, America wasn't in a position to say, hey, we going to send out a draft for everybody, because a lot of people wouldn't go do that. Nowadays, you can't put a draft out there. You got to come find me. You know what I'm saying?
You mean y'all ain't registered? If they pull your number, you ain't coming in?
Oh man, I done served my time, so I can't go anyways, and I'm above age.
Me too. I was like,
yep.
All right, man. But what's funny is he's talking about that because I remember during that era, the fear of there being, because that was also during the era of the Gulf War, right? During the first George Bush. And I remember being in college and we thought we were going to get drafted, right? Like we thought we were going to get drafted. That was a real concern. When the 9/11 happened, people flocked to, remember, what's old boy, the football player? Remember he left and now they tried to make him, he became a hero because he left his football team and went to go join the army and then got killed?
Yep.
And I would tell you that growing up, let's go to Helene. Helene, you're on the Mace Jackson Show. She's calling from New York? New York City?
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Ruthie, DJ Riis. Riis is my middle name. So
all right, go ahead. Now, what you doing calling us all the way from New York City? How you find us?
I listened to you when you were at the other channel, and once you left, I just found you. It pops up when you started your show. So I've been listening to you for over a year.
Oh, you are the best. Thank you so much, Helene. So you got the spread. You got to invite us.
But you're some good topics.
Well, when this virus gets over, y'all gonna have to invite us to New York so we can broadcast live from New York too.
Well, unfortunately, I'll just tell you this right now. I know everybody says when this virus is over, but truth be said, this virus is never going to end. I believe that we're going to be living with it, but the world's going to be different. I just believe that. But you should come out to New York. They have events coming out here, but I don't know. Right now, with all the regulations, a lot of people are not happy. It's a split of a lot of people. I mean, it seems like, unfortunately, I don't like to talk about civil war, but a lot of people are being discriminated. With everything's going on in Chicago, the vaccine and stuff. So, hopefully you guys do come.
We are gonna come. We just got to figure out what kind of mask we gonna wear. Talk to me, Helene. Talk to me about 9/11. Were you in New York when 9/11 happened?
I was in New York. Actually, that was the day that I was supposed to go into the office, but I had a doctor's appointment because I live in the suburbs, like maybe 45 minutes outside of
That was none but God. That was none but God. Go ahead.
What I'm telling, but I had a lot of people that I knew that worked in the city, and actually, my daughter at the time, I think she was 4. She's going to small private school, and about 4 of the children, their parents worked in the first tower, the first building. So they actually died, and I remember everything stopped. Everything stopped. I was in disbelief. And I will tell you that, in regards to, I know you don't see a lot of commercials with a lot of black faces, but in terms of it impacting the black culture, black society, is that we all just sort of got along better in that time. You were patriotic to an extent that I believe about it, but it wasn't a good time at all in terms of, it was sad, but everybody worked together. That one thing I have to admit, everybody worked together. And the one thing I recall is that 3 weeks later, I went on a cruise. We thought that the cruise was going to be canceled. And it was a Caribbean cruise. And literally the waters were so clear. I had never seen so much safety on the planes because we flew out of Miami. And when I tell you, it was like the international coalition. Everyone kept saying, "God bless America." Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how it was then. But, it's so 20 years later, I don't think they should call it an anniversary. I think they should just state it is something that shook the world and to open people's eyes. I don't think you should call it an anniversary. Okay. There's still people that are suffering 20 years later, but, So that's where I was. I was in the city, and most of my relatives that lived in Brooklyn, they had to walk home from the city. When we're talking about 3 or 4 hour walks, buses, you couldn't ride the subway, you couldn't do anything. Everything was closed, or you found shelter, because that's how bad it was in the city.
Wow. Wow.
So, yeah.
What I did notice, and I think you hit on it just a little bit, was that was probably the nicest white people had ever been to black. Like, it was like we was all in the same boat at that point. It's like they done kicked us back out the boat. Because everybody was in the boat except the people who own the corner stores. Mm-hmm. It was like they got to be the black people for a month. And then it just all changed. Thank you, Helene, for calling and keep listening. We appreciate you. Everybody listening around the world, New York City, that's big time. We got New York, L.A., Atlanta, all of those. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Pat Tillman was the player that left from the Arizona Cardinals and went to join. All right, we got on the live line, that's probably Sister Zakia. Sister Zakia, you on the Maze Jackson Show. How you feeling 2 days in a row?
Right. Good morning, Brother Mace, Ruthie, Riis, and the family. I'll never forget it. I was impacted by it heavily because I was in D.C. at the time. It was during yes, sir, I was there. And my daughter, both of them were having babysitting problems. And my grandson, who is now 25 years old, he was 5 years old at the time. And so my daughter lived right off of Pennsylvania Avenue on D Street. And I'm in the house washing my hair. My daughter called me to tell me, "Mom, turn the TV on, turn the TV on." I said, "My hair. I'm washing my hair." I mean, for what? She teaches school right across the street on Pennsylvania Avenue at Hines Junior High. While she calling me to watch the TV. So I hung up, went back to finish washing my hair. My other daughter calls me. Mom, she works for DC government. Mom, they hit Twin Tower. So I don't even know what Twin Tower is right there because it hadn't dawned on me what Twin Towers was, because I'm not used to hearing it, like the Prudential Building and all of this. Long story short, because it's quite a story. Long story short, then I hear all of these military sirens, which is maybe 3 or 4 blocks down from where my daughter lives, coming down Pennsylvania Avenue. So now I'm really scared. But then I get word that my grandson is stopped and stalled in the traffic out on the expressway where all of the exits were blocked with military men with guns and bombs and ammunition. And my grandson is in the car with my daughter's friend who picks him up and brings him from school because she got him in a school out where the diplomats' children go to school. It's called Washington International. And we had heard that they were going to drop a bomb in the area because that's where the diplomats live from other countries. I'm scared to death. I'm praying. I have the brothers and sisters there praying for us. Stuck in traffic. Ali is out there with this man. My oldest daughter gets to the house, rush upstairs. Ma, let me go get it. What? Ma, let me go get Ali. I know the shortcuts. No, you're not going out there. All these military people on the street. She dresses like a Eastern Muslim. You're not going. You're not going. Ma, she convinced me. Ma, I know the shortcuts because I had to take him leaving the job, trying to get to school. She's an alumnus from Howard University, okay? So she said, I know them all. Ma, please, she begging me almost on her knees. I'm crying. My other daughter got tears in her eyes. She just left out the door. She left out the door. We praying, the sirens going, the military trucks going by. Less than an hour, here come Ali and my daughter up the stairs. Brother, you talking about relief and tears and crying and thanking God for my grandson. I said, how did you? She said, Ma, I know the shortcut. I told you I could bring him home. There was nothing but the will of Allah because she looks like a Muslim, and Muslims were hated there in D.C. at that time. They were attacking them. Although I know they didn't want to attack her because she's a big girl. But some of her friends were.
Sister Zakia, I'm going to tell you what. Now, leave it to you to mix some comedy into this suspenseful story. You had us all going. Thank you, Sister Zakia, for your call. And
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I didn't even think about, thank you. You can cut that one. Sister Zakia dresses like a traditional Muslim. And so I think about the black folks that's black folks. That's Muslim, and what they went through. Let's go to Robert Smith. Robert, you're on the Maze Jackson Show. 20 years ago, 9/11. Where were you?
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I was a mailman. I was at the Harvey post office getting ready to hit the streets. And I had a pager. Somebody paged me. And I went to the payphone, called them up on the payphone, and they told me what happened. They was all scared,
Wow, that's crazy.
But the first thing came to my mind, I said, that's Allah. Just did that.
Dude, what are any people, let me ask you a question, because I was looking at some of the comments in the comment section. There were some people who felt absolutely no patriotism and felt like maybe America was getting some get back.
Right.
Did anybody?
That's the first thing that came through my mind.
Like, did you feel like we deserved it? Like, do you feel like? I feel like sometimes
we deserve get back. America does a lot of stuff. So that's the first thing that came through my mind. But I noticed that day, like when it happened, I'm outside working. You don't see no more planes for a couple of days. You notice that nothing flying, the sounds and everything, and the sights.
Thank you. All right, thank you, brother. I appreciate your call. Whew. All right, let's go to Jay. I know that's got to be James Big Slim Davis. He finna give us a whooping. He gonna be like, they owe it. Come on, James. What's up, brother James? How you feeling this morning?
What's going on, bro?
I can feel you, bro. I can feel your presence. You know it. You see, I predicted that was you. What's
you know
up?
what? You know what? I'm not even gonna get into the political side of 9/11. We're gonna leave that alone. I'm just gonna let you know. I was doing the same thing I'm doing right now. I was on this truck. I was working for a different company at the time, and but I was servicing the town of South Holland at the time, and I remember, I'm servicing this one home, and a lady come out and said, "Did you hear what just happened?" And I'm looking at this lady. I'm thinking the lady's crazy. You know, it had to be around this time. No, actually it was around 9-10 o'clock that morning, and she was trying to explain to me what happened, and she was hysterical. She was nervous, and I didn't understand what she was talking about. So when I got back in the truck, I turned on the radio. I turned to WBBM, and I started listening. And maybe a half an hour later, we get a call from our supervisor. Everybody, they told everybody to just pull over, and we all individually talked to our supervisor, and they was asking us, did we want to, if anybody who felt emotional about the situation, that they want to go home and they don't have to finish the day, you could come in and go home. I didn't really feel nothing, no way about it. I continued. I finished my route. And at the end of the day, when I got home, it's like everybody was gone. It was a few of us that stayed on the job and finished our route. But I remember it like it was yesterday. And going home, it was just like, there was like nobody on the street going home. And it was eerie. And once I got home and turned on the news and saw what was going on, man, it was just an eerie day, man. But I was doing exactly what I'm doing right now. That's my story.
All right, James. I appreciate you, man. I was waiting for you to give us the whooper. James be like, now y'all know how they did the Muslims, and the minister done told us, hey y'all, there was a part of me that felt like, as much as I knew we may have deserved it because people was getting bombed everywhere else, like, you don't come over here with that. Ruthie said she was going to join. Mm-hmm. Riis was like, I was minding my own business. Riis, did you feel any patriotism? What did you feel? Like, I'm always curious to hear your point of view.
More shocked, and I actually had a similar, because I had a cousin that actually worked in that building, and he didn't go to work that day neither.
What? So first of all, why is it that I've heard that story so many times from black people? Did y'all also hear the story that none of the Muslims went? Do y'all remember hearing? Did you notice that what I did not see at all in any story ever, not once, was there anybody Muslim in the building? Think about this, though. I never saw one. Think about the human interest story that becomes for the newspaper if you're a Muslim American who died in a 9/11 crash, or in the 9/11, they would have been put at forefront just to be like, they don't even care about their own people. I never heard a story of of anyone from Muslim descent being in the building. I never saw any of those stories. And I do feel like those would be great human interest stories as you were trying to piece the country back together. Now, it may have been, we ain't gonna tell them stories because we don't want no sympathy, and it gives us justification. You don't want no warm, fuzzy feelings. However, there did become a lot of stuff that happened after that where there were attacks on Muslims, and our country said remember George Bush, they stood up and said, that's not American, we don't do that. Mm-hmm. I don't ever remember, but we still can't get no anti-lynching bill though. Sorry. Speaking of that, let me just tell you, did y'all know we've been in Afghanistan from that point 20 years?
It's a long time.
Shout out to the black woman, the only person that opposed Barbara Lee. And they tried to, was sending her death threats, telling her she was unpatriotic, un-American, threatening her life.
And then remember they had Colin Powell present us with the pizza? This is where remember? As they had to start telling the lies to try and keep it, they started, it was crazy. the other part that I think that I hit the 20 years. Because how about this, y'all? In 20 years, work with me now. The Afghans will have gotten reparations twice before we got it once. We spent billions of dollars to rebuild their country after tearing it up to go find Osama bin Laden. You read the stories of how billions of dollars in cash, American cash, was shipped to Afghanistan because nothing worked but cash. Like they said, so much cash was being shipped that we didn't know. Like, I'm not talking about like sending it through a bank. I'm talking about like pallets of money. Mm-hmm. Billions of dollars of cash being sent to Afghanistan Afghanistan and Iraq to rebuild their country as part of our reparations for everything that we did. That was one. They got it in their country. Do y'all remember me telling y'all about Saturday morning when I was driving and I drove past the United Center? Mm-hmm. And there were all these organizations that were collecting goods. And they told me, oh, we don't want nothing used. Now, you know, your people down in Katrina and Ida and Henri and everything else, they take whatever they can get. The Afghans got to get all brand new. They are being resettled in the United States. They are being given homes. They are being given cash and everything they need to, and grants to be able to get started. Because as Senator Durbin noted, as immigrants have come here and proven time and time again, if we give them some money to go take the money and to go rape, rob, and pillage the Negroes, they will do it successfully.
$6.4 billion to help fund the processing and resettlement of Afghan refugees.
When the last time you heard when you heard a B after black folks? Y'all don't want to be hearing me, and I know this is not, but like they paying the people who bombed us before the people who built it. They paying the people who tore it down before they paying the people who built it. Do y'all understand do you understand the gravity of, like, we're trying to save people who tore our joint up. They're going to have reparations twice before, and they would, could you, Ruthie, if you said you wanted to spend $6.4 billion to give reparations to black folks, just $6.4 billion. Who you think is voting for that? I'm saying just
only black folks.
6.4. No, black folks will be convinced to talk not to vote for it too. Mm. $6.4 billion. How much? What they say reparations would cost? $13 billion for black folks. If you gave everybody like $100,000 or something like that. I think it was billions. It's in the billions. Let me just ask you. Where could black folks ask for $6.4 billion specifically allocated to our needs in federal government and people would say, okay? I want to encourage you all to tune in if you are listening on WBGX 1570 AM to continue this conversation with us on Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. That's the Maze Jackson page, the Maze Jackson channel, or with the Media. First of all, you know we just broke the $1 trillion barrier on money, right? We had 1.9 to 3 something trillion. That's the most. I'm just asking you, where could we get the United States to invest $6.4 billion in the black community for one thing without being talked out of it? Nah, let's say everybody get 100,000, not 1 million. Let's say 100,000. If you said I could give all black people $100,000 to get them resettled, a house, a crib, or whatever,
y'all gonna say that's socialism.
Stop it, Ruthie.
I'm just saying.
I just want a bigger house. Can I just add to my house? Can I get my money and then put it where I want to put it? I'm just saying like this. I wouldn't say socialism. I would say reparations. So I would say I'd trade reparations for socialism, even though, Ruthie, having done some research, really watching some TV, I've learned that socialism has been warped. The concept of socialism has been warped by what we saw in Germany and Russia. That's not the socialism that they're talking about. So I'm not so far away from you on that concept as I thought I was. I always thought that socialism was a Nazi. That's not necessarily what it is. Anyway, hey, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. We're going to take a quick break. Where were you at 9/11? Plus, I'm going to also ask you, I'm going to ask you, what was your most meaningful experience as a child? Like, not from your mama, not at your school, right? Not your teacher, because that'd be simple. You'd be like, my mama was my daddy, What experience did they give you that was the most impactful in your life? We're going to talk about that. Plus, I'm going to take your calls about where were you on 9/11 or what was your most impactful experience. We'll be back after traffic news and the weather.
It's me again. God's gonna turn around. I'm calling on you. You did it before.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Monster Jam. Coming to Allstate Arena September 17th through 19th. Brought to you by BKT Tires. Visit monsterjam.com for event details. You have to see it live, so get your tickets today.
Church Chicago's Power Hour. I'm your host, Angie Mims, and
Terrence Keys, TD, a.k.a. Terrence Daniels.
I wish I had one witness in the house.
You got one. You got a couple of them. Got two T's.
Give me a testimony.
Oh, Lord. He's did it before. Oh, Lord. I got one. Better. I got 5 reasons. 5 reasons. Oh, Lord. He turned it around. Turned it around. He woke me up this morning. Oh. Don't do this. Don't do this.
Go
number
ahead.
4? He woke me up this morning. Come on, number 3. Come. He woke me up. Oh, Lord.
He woke you up.
That thing can touch you, but one of them 5s will get you. What's the second one? He woke me up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, my God.
And the number 1 reason. Number 1. Final answer. He woke me up this morning.
He woke me up this morning.
That's a testimony.
That's a testimony.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media? The time is now 8:03 a.m. And I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports weather and traffic update. In sports, the NFL made its return last night as the Super Bowl champ hosted the Dallas Cowboys. Typical Tom Brady, down 1 with under 2 minutes, leads his team to a game-winning field goal drive as Ryan Suckup hits a 36-yarder. Bucks win 31-29 over the Cowboys. Now over to the White Sox. The Bats still quiet again as they go down swinging 9 times and lose to the Oakland A's 3-1. Over the traffic on the Kennedy O'Hare to the Loop. 27 minutes outbound to O'Hare will be 20 on the Eden. From Deerfield to the Exchange will be 63 minutes. Exchange back to Deerfield will be 34. The Eisenhower Thorndale to the Loop, 74 minutes. Back out to Thorndale will be 38. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 58 minutes. Outbound will be 34. On the Bishop Ford from I-80 to the Dan Ryan is 71 minutes as there's still an accident out there. But 29 minutes back out to I-80. On the Dan Ryan, 25 minutes to the Loop, 16 minutes back out to 95th. DuSable Lakeshore Drive South, 55th to Jackson, 13 minutes. Jackson to 55th is 7. 8 minutes still north side. That is Randolph to Bryn Mawr and Bryn Mawr back to Randolph. Today's weather is currently 74 and sunny. Expect a high of 81 with a low of 59. Hey, I'm Riis the Ruler. Happy Friday, y'all, with some Valerie.
across the water. And I think of all the things, what you doing? And in my head I paint a picture. Since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess. And I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. But won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Did you have to go to jail? Put your house on up for sale. Did you get a good lawyer? I hope you didn't catch a tan. I hope you find the right man who'll fix it for you. And now you're shopping anywhere. Change the color of your hair. Are you busy? And did you have to pay this fine that you've been dodging all the time? Are you still dizzy? Since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess. And I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Oh, stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water and I think of all the things, what you doing? In my head I paint a picture. Since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, babe? Why don't you come on over,
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stoger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government invested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to Senate. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steel on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let this give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. Enough to seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Mace Jackson Show. We only got 49 minutes left till the weekend starts for some of us.
Man, mine start at 6 o'clock on Fridays.
Nuh-uh, you got work, kid.
Work?
Nobody
work no more.
How you gonna start on 6 p.m., not a.m., right?
A.m.
Oh, this vacation.
This vacation for you today?
Yep. We take a vacation. Ruthie just love being around us, Riis. It has nothing to do with how much time, energy.
Trust and believe. If I didn't, you would not see me every morning.
I believe it. I'm not even arguing.
Y'all
with
are
you.
ice sometimes.
See how Ruthie do you? Oh, Ruthie. We called her mean yesterday, and Reddy was like, "She not mean. She just direct."
Cause she know I ain't mean. She know how black women get miscategorized.
Cause y'all stay. If y'all stay out butt in the kitchen, we wouldn't have this problem.
Here you go.
Shoes on.
Maze's Guide to Womanhood.
You know
what that's called?
Stay your butt in the kitchen.
A coaster.
A coaster. I don't get it.
Your guide to womanhood. It's gonna be a coaster. Nobody's gonna read it.
Oh, you're dissing my book. Let me tell you.
That was a high level joke.
No, I'm gonna tell you. Women would love to hear my advice because all you gotta do is tell women, you be like, you ain't a high value woman. You look at you, where you work at. Look at your shoes. Look at you. You're talking about what you want, and you won't even clean your whole house. You know, women like to be abused.
Oh my god!
No.
Call her.
No, I mean, if y'all bought Steve Harvey book, y'all liked it.
Ain't nobody buy that.
Yes, they did. They made a movie about it. Now it's the Maze.
Tyler Perry probably made a movie about it.
No, actually,
Like a Man, right?
Yep, that was a great movie. It's the Maze Jackson Show, though. Brother Anthony Muhammad. First of all, y'all know Brother Anthony Muhammad is the chaplain for the Den. He's also the president of the unofficial Atlanta chapter. But he is also, he is our chaplain. We got a Muslim chaplain, y'all. Cause he will, like, if y'all be acting up, he will be in y'all inbox with the 8 steps of atonement. And you be like, look, me and Boosie had us a little issue. Boy, Brother Anthony was on his business. Brother Anthony, you wasn't on your job yesterday, though. Cause the lions was eating. They was eating the elders, man. I was like, we got the young lions eating the old lions. It was going down. I'm like, where is Brother Anthony in these comments? I hope you inboxed everybody and gave them their steps of atonement. What's up, brother? How you feeling today?
Man, I'm doing good, man. Peace to you, peace to Sister Ruthie.
Don't tell us peace. Tell your people peace.
Look, that's like back in the day, when the Chiefs would come home and they would be trying to roll around on the different spots trying to get blessed. And sometimes them young cats ain't going for it. They like, we're going to bless you with some smoke trying to get blessed. You better get up out of here. So, but anyway, man,
your story about 9/11 and how that day went for you, mine was like almost the exact same way. I was at home from work for some reason. I don't know if I took a sick day or vacation day.
Mental health day.
But all I know, I was watching. Yeah, exactly. There we go. There we go.
We might not even have them
all I know,
back then.
I probably was watching Good Morning America. Nah, we didn't. We didn't. But I'm watching that first tower smoking, and it reminded me of, that movie that, once they said it was in New York, I thought about that movie, The Tower Inferno. And I'm just watching it, and then I saw that second plane hit, and I was blue. I was like, Joe. I called my man Ray. I said, Joe, I'm watching the news, and I see a airplane flying to the Twin Towers, the World Trade Center. Man, that was, man. I remember just being stuck to the TV all day. I don't think I probably moved from my living room the whole day. The other thing in terms of what you could, like you said earlier, when you can remember where you were when these events happened, the other thing that came to mind was Space Shuttle Challenger when it blew up. Because I was in 5th or 6th grade at the time, and I went to St. Philip Neri at the time, and I remember them talking about it over the intercom system, making an announcement about it, the whole nine. The other thing that I think about when it comes to 9/11 was Minister Farrakhan, I believe, had told, this is the first time, throughout my time being in the nation that I can remember, where he told all the brothers in the FOI to not go out into the streets to sell the Final Call newspaper, because we didn't know how or what the reaction would be, not only from, white America, but also from our own people who, like you were talking about earlier, this patriotic zeal gets built up, and everybody want to be waving the flags and all that. So, as a precautionary measure, the minister, I think in his God-given wisdom, was like, you brothers are going to just have to stay off the corner for, a certain period of time. And I don't remember how long of a period of time that was. Also, I was going through the process of getting my name changed in the court system in DeKalb County, Georgia. And I actually had my court date set for like October something. So you're talking about a month, maybe close to a month and a half, right after September 11th, I was going to court to have my name, quote unquote, legally changed to Muhammad. I didn't know what to expect. But fortunately, when I got there, it was like the judge brought me in. I was brought into a judge's chambers, and he just asked me pretty much, are you changing your name to try to get out of, some past debts or something like that? And I told him it was just, for religious purposes. And he, gave it his approval. The whole process being in his chamber was probably to like 5 minutes. I really don't remember what the sentiment was going back to work. Also the Minister Farrakhan had instructed us, don't engage in conversations with people about 9/11. We were pretty much being silenced, which reminds me of the whole thing with Malcolm X when President Kennedy got assassinated. You know what I mean? We were just told to be quiet, to hold our peace. And this is before social media. So there was really no directive for us to not really engage in a lot of dialogue. And then, last thing I'll say is I wasn't necessarily, and I don't know if it's because of me being a member of the Nation of Islam, but I just never took everything that they said as being the truth. And then I remember people started, this is when movies like Wag the Dog was being said, check out Wag the Dog. And there was a movie called The Long Kiss Goodnight with Gina, what's the lady's name? Gina Davis and Samuel L. Jackson, where there's a scene where this white guy was talking about creating this big, basically tragic event, and he said, we'll just blame it on the Muslims. If you go back and watch that movie, you'll see it. And then I also remember Minister Farrakhan during Savior's Day 1996. He did a lecture called Jesus Saves, Savior's Day 1996, where he was delineating all these manufactured events that became pretext for the United States to go to war, whether it was the Tonkin Gulf situation that facilitated or led us into the Vietnam War. It was a whole litany of things. So I never looked at this thing as being what it was initially. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's, me being, like I said, being in the nation, or just kind of having a healthy sense of skepticism about the things that this government will try to feed us. And if I may, I would like to answer the other question about the circumstance. What was the question that you were asking?
All right,
about?
You got to do this one quick, Brother Anthony. You got to do this one quick. What was the most impactful, what's the most meaningful experience you had as a child? Not from your parents. Well, not from your parents. What was the most meaningful experience you had as a child? And I'm not talking about a family lecture.
As a child. Okay, as a child. You know what? That's a tough one. I thought you were speaking in general. As a child, man, it probably had to be, my father passing away, even though I didn't know him. He passed away when I was only like 32 or 33 days old. But I think not having a father in my life impacted me in a tremendous way. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I just think my family, I was raised around a bunch of women, and I think that also influenced me in terms of certain things about my nature, my character and things of that nature. But I can't really point to one particular experience as a child that I would say that really influenced that was kind of this life-changing circumstance, but
okay.
Thank you for the time, man. I apologize for taking so much time, man.
No, you the chaplain, though.
Everybody.
You the chaplain. You got space. We got space for Brother Anthony. We appreciate you. We know you be with us all the time, so we're going to make that space. Appreciate you, brother. Let me say it doesn't have to be life-changing. I'm asking what is the most impactful experience. Oh, we still got callers, though. So, caller, let me take your call. Now, callers, I can't let y'all get Anthony time. Y'all got 2 minutes. All right, caller, you on the call on the Mace Jackson Show. You can answer either one. Where were you for 9/11, or what was your most impactful experience as a child? Caller? Hello? Hello? Are you there?
Hello?
Yeah, we got you. What's up, brother?
Hello? Good morning, yeah. Everyone gave the part about hitting the buildings, but it was interesting to watch them fall down. First, the people were jumping out the building, which was kind of crazy. They were showing it, and then they just kind of, it's surreal watching them fold the buildings. At first, the news people were the first said, I was in the car or whatever, they were like, oh, a plane actually hit the building. Then you watch, you see a plane actually flying in the building, and then you start seeing, the smoke and the fumes, the fire, and then you seeing people, specks, the people jumping out the building, jumping off them high floors, and then they come down. So, I mean, that's it in a nutshell.
That was great. Go ahead.
The other thing about that billion for the black, Trump said he was going to give him $500 billion. So it was a proposal on the table. But them dumb ninjas walked away.
Oh, don't get Brother Frank back on the phone. All right, thank you. Brother Frank, go get you. We're not supposed to talk about that because we'll get in trouble. Black folks get mad. Next caller. Caller, you on the Mace Jackson Show. Thank you for your call, though. What's up? Caller, you on the Mace Jackson Show.
Maze, it is Janessa.
Uh-oh. Don't you start. We didn't choose violence this morning. What is it, Janessa, or is it Robin Patrice? Which one is it today?
Both of them.
She said both of them. Now, both of them. Now what you got? Do that. Go ahead. Come on, sis. Talk to us. That is one of the family members. Go ahead.
So number one, to Brother Frank, if that was you yesterday getting beat up on and somebody was beating up on you, I'd jump on your team still today. That's just how I am. I'm from the West Side, and the West Side almost came out yesterday, and I had to remind myself this is not my house, this is May's house. So respect the house, and that's exactly what I did. But Brother Brother Frank, I don't have no hard feelings at all.
I love that.
Second of all, 9/11 was an inside job Period. Point blank. We already know that right now. Oh Lord, y'all hear Elliot in the back.
What up, Loch Ness monster? You don't be fronting though. You can't be hollering in the background, dog. You gonna have to get on here and get us our damn video. All right, go ahead.
And my most impactful. Before I go back there, Afghanistan. We also need to look at who was left over there because abandonment does breed contempt. And lastly, my most impactful experience as a child growing up, my uncle had cerebral palsy, and he lived to be almost 60 years old, which is pretty, it's up there for somebody with cerebral palsy, severe cerebral palsy. But I loved him so much, I started to volunteer with children and young adults who had it. And that just opened up my mind just totally to volunteer work. So when Ruthie says that, I feel it. I feel every single word of everything that she says. And that's all I got.
Don't be calling up here to agree with Ruthie. Y'all just trying to team up in the women. Elliot, get her in the kitchen, dog. You let her get to the phone. Now she You let him get on the kitchen. Now you let him get on the phone. She probably got some shoes on. Elliot, handle the business, dog.
Mate. He always at work. But look, another thing, shout out to the Chicago Fire Department and the fire that they had to fight on 80th and Cottage Grove. Elliot was at that fire for almost 2.5, 3 hours yesterday fighting it. So the firefighters, especially the black firefighters, always hold it down for the city. I love y'all.
Shout out to the black firefighters, the Black Fire Brigade. Elliot, hey man, we know you probably got 12 jobs. You only in the union when you're in the fire department because the fire department union, they be like, union when it's their pay time until they got their side job. He around here. I bet he ain't he don't go to no union studio when he be making songs. Nah, shout out to the family, y'all. And can I tell y'all what, though? What I love is the family component, right? Yesterday there was a fight in the comments, and today you saw both members being like, "We family though," and we can't burn it down. Look, Frank, brother Frank. Okay, Frank, I'm giving you 1 minute, brother Frank. You done had 10 today. You got 1 minute. And I'm starting the clock. Hold on, let me find. Hold on, nope, don't even start. Let me find my clock. Because I'm giving you 60 seconds. Stopwatch. Hold on. Right. You better start now. Go. Right now. Go, brother.
Well, thank you. First of all, thank you, Sisters Vanessa, as I'm still licking my wounds. I want to speak on, I love y'all too. Listen, I was in the Marine Corps, stationed in Yuma, Arizona, and we put on yellow alert when the first plane hit. It could have been an accident. The minute the second plane hit, we put immediately on ready alert and sent to the barracks to inventory our gear and get back. In case of any kind of invasion, trust me, you guys, the military, the Marine Corps, we was ready. We were already ready to be told what gate to report to, what plane to board, and everything. We were ready. Okay? I'm going to go and talk about that. I'm going to 6 seconds. Thanks for letting me call back in. All right?
All right, Brother Frank, look at that. Brother Frank, you still got 16 seconds, man. You want to say something else? He did it, and he still got 10 seconds on the clock. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. What was your most impactful experience as a child? What was your most impactful experience as a child? You know why I'm asking this question? Because it seems like oftentimes, Ruthie, I've been listening to you. Okay, I'm not going to say I really was listening to you.
Come on, give me my props.
What did you make? Did you cook last night?
Always.
What you cook?
Nothing.
See, so now I can't get your plate. Tell you cook.
Actually, no. I went out to eat yesterday.
What you eat?
Me and my sister had a hot pot. We've been on my hot pot kick.
What's a hot pot? Okay, I don't even talk about it. Anyway, hot pot. That don't. I'm gonna stop. Anyway, one of the things I was thinking about is, Ruthie, I don't know if I got like the mentor gene anymore, right? Like I told you, y'all done beat that out of me. That done got beat out of me. But I was thinking about what are some of the things that we could give young people or make sure that they had that were life-changing for me. And part of the reason I said this, and I know y'all read the comments, so I was looking yesterday, and one of the things Brandon Tomlin said was they lived in the hood. They was upper middle class in the hood. But he also said that they traveled, right? They traveled a lot, so it made the world a lot smaller, right? and they saw other pieces. I think Reddy said she traveled, but she still lived in the projects, but she had a family. You know, it was, but I think there were moments that we all had, things from our childhood that helped us not escape, but gave us a different perspective or something that you could reflect on that really like kind of expanded your mind or what the possibilities
I got you. I got an answer. You want me to tell it now or you want me to wait?
You can go first.
So it was a story my grandma told me when I was little.
Okay.
And she said...
Was it about the dog on the haystack?
No. That's
the one of the best ones.
It was this one, and I didn't even realize
how... And after crackers gonna crack.
Listen, I didn't know how impactful this was to my understanding, but it pretty much embodies who I am and my world outlook. And she said one day they was on their way back down south, right? She was with Sam Cooke. My grandma knew Sam Cooke. So they was on their way back down south. They stopped at a gas station because she said she had to use the bathroom. So, they knew they weren't supposed to be using the bathroom, right?
What you mean they weren't supposed to use the bathroom?
Because they was black. So my grandma said, she really had to go. So she said she went to the bathroom anyway. And said this white man said, what's the time? It's 8:30. He said, "Hey there, you black B-word. Can't you read?" And my grandma said she turned around and looked at him and said, "Hell no," and kept walking.
After she used, I hope she.
So that's my mentality. That's my attitude. I'm gonna do what I want. I'll take the consequences later. You ask me about it, you might get you a smart remark. Now what you gonna do? What we about to do? What we gonna do?
Dang, I
so
could see
hell
that.
no. So thanks, Grandma. I appreciate that.
Dang, I could see that.
That's my outlook for life. So can you read? No.
Now what?
Now what? No.
Okay. All right, that's a good one. That is a very good one. Mm-hmm. Janessa, why your hands so light?
You gotta hit the black emoji.
She can't. She like, I'm light skinned for real. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, I want to know, Tell Me Something Good Friday, and I want to know your most impactful experience as a child. I can't wait to hear Reese's.
Oh, my
can't wait to hear Reese's.
I know Reese mama told him yesterday, Reese, you better quit telling all
our
stop
telling
business.
my business. You look, we're going in this house, stay in this house. She was like, get off my mom, get off my offspring. Then she was like, you get out.
And she actually asked him, she said, how maids don't know that he can't drive that car in the hood? I don't know, mama.
Cause did you hear what she just said?
What?
You can't read?
No, but not just because I can't read, but I don't believe in being limited. Like, you don't get to set boundaries for me. Like,
hell no.
Nobody gets to set my boundaries. And
there you go.
And I feel like sometimes when we get caught by those boundaries, it's what limits our ability to do the things that we do. They be like, Ninja, who you think you are? I'd be like, Maze Jackson. Reese, we'll be back after traffic and the weather. We'll hear the stories.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
WIIFTVPM. Introducing your trusted source for high-quality black emojis, better known as Blackmoji. We believe black is beautiful, and that beauty should be reflected in the digital market. Now there is an app that does just that, starting with Black Greek letter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emojis to celebrate Black Greek events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black Greek members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black Greek letter organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media? The time is now 8:35 a.m. and I'm Reese the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports traffic and weather update. Once again, the NFL made its return last night as the Super Bowl champions hosted the Dallas Cowboys in Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay will edge a game-winning drive, 36-yarder by Ryan Suckup, as the Bucs will win 29 over the Cowboys. The Chicago White Sox back in action last night. Bats still quiet as they went down swinging, losing to the Oakland A's 3-1. Over the traffic, on to the Kennedy, O'Hare to the Loop, 51 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare will be 17. On the Eaton, Deerfield to the Exchange is 52 minutes. Exchange back to Deerfield will be 27. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop will be 63 minutes. There's an accident on there. Back to Thorndale will be 30. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 46 minutes. Outbound will be 36. The Bishop Ford from I-80 to the Dan Ryan, 64 minutes. This accident is still there, but it's 28 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 25 minutes to the Loop, 16 minutes back out to 95th. DuSable Lakeshore Drive South from 55th to Jackson is 13 minutes. Jackson to 55th will be 8. And the north side stayed locked in at 8 minutes. That's Randolph to Bryn Mawr, as well as Bryn Mawr to Randolph. Today's weather is 65 and sunny. Expect a high of 81 and a low of 59. I'm Riis the Ruler. It's Friday, and y'all better be looking good here on the Maze Jackson Show.
I don't know what you did, but you did it right. Girl, you make it look so easy. Everywhere you go, there's turning left and right. Can't say you a dime, you're a 20-piece. Cause girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me don't let you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body, got not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put that clothes on. Why you gotta look so good, good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put that clothes on. Why you gotta look so good? I can look and see you're not an average chick. You're shutting it down everywhere you go. Girl, I want you as bad as I want a check. Cause you're sexy from head to toe. Girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me all that you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body, got not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put your clothes on. It's something about you when you put your clothes on. When you're waking up straight out of bed, girl, why you gotta look so good? When you're at the job just taking a break, girl, why you gotta look so good? In the club turning up, why you gotta look so good? On the dance floor giving more, why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Girl, you know you be killing them when you be getting your own woman on. Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, your nails done, when you put that clothes on, girl, why you gotta look so good? Girl, why you gotta look so good?
It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm mad. What's that? See, you got the. You know what?
No.
We'll say
leave that one right
conversation.
on the break.
All right, it is the Maze Jackson Show. Yeah.
Negotiation.
I don't want to negotiate. I just want. Just ask. Like he'll be like that. No, I don't want to negotiate. I'm not the negotiator. I'll be like, look, give me mine.
I think that song asked too many questions. The one that just played. Why you gotta look so good?
That's gay.
She's asking too many questions.
That's a compliment.
Well, see, that's you.
Don't ask me. You better tell me I look good.
Okay.
Too many questions.
So, like, see, I told you, get your butt in the kitchen.
Too many questions.
Okay. All right.
Sign of insecurity.
Because women do that to men.
No. We're not talking about what women do to men. We're talking about what men do to women. Too many questions in that song.
Lord have mercy, Jesus. This one. All right, y'all, it's the Mace Jackson Show. I want to know, what was the most impactful experience you had as a kid? Ruthie's, I could see that. And that shaped you. I'd be like,
I just have a spirit of not going.
How does that work?
Thanks, Grandma.
Yeah, but how does that work?
I mean, you gotta just deal with the consequences.
Okay, I'm a consequence.
But I'm saying you gotta be willing to deal with the consequences of standing on your whatever, like your values, your principles. Like,
yeah,
it come with consequences.
People want to stand on their thing and then be like, but I still want the job though.
You gotta. It's like it come with grave consequences sometimes.
Trust me when I tell you I know. That's why you got to be like, you got to have it. Let me stop. Anyway, Riis, what was your most impactful, and let me say positive experience as a child? Like, what is...
Okay, thank you. That changed it then.
Yeah, because Riis, I mean, if you want to give us both, give us both.
It was definitely either my daddy saying he went to the store and never came back.
That happened for real?
I swear to God.
Riis, no.
Stop it, Riis.
I swear. I mean, he's still in my life now, but him and my mama got into it. He said, I'm going to the store.
You remember that?
Yeah, I was crying. I was like,
when was you?
Years old.
When was
you? 7 years old.
Wait. You was crying because you knew he wasn't coming back, or when he didn't come back?
They had gotten into it, so it was like an argument. I was supposed to get my hair cut, and because
that's why you got the shag.
And because it was like a long line, you know how daddy's actually, man, do you want to get it cut? So I'm like, no, I don't want to sit in the chair. So I went home. And they got into like an argument. So, I'm 7. I thought it was my fault. So, he like, I'm leaving. And he was like, I'm like, please don't leave. Like, I'm going to the store, I'll be right back. And it's either that or my grandma passing. But other than that, positive.
Wait, did you see him? Like, when he went to did you see him in the hood, or you just never saw him again?
No, like I saw him again. That they had their little separation time, but like he stayed in my life. Like though, it was like some stuff happened, but but he stayed in my life. He's still there now, but but that was the most like traumatic I can remember as a kid. Besides my grandma passing. Positive, the most positive thing that happened to me.
Please tell us a positive, Riis. Please.
What I had to do, like changing like who I was?
No, just like that thing that you just remember. Like, like
track and field then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like what did it give you?
I don't know. It let me let everything out on the field.
Okay.
And I was like pretty good at it. I got like accepted to like college for that. So like doing
from
that.
Prosser?
Yeah, man, you gotta Google me. I was a dog, man. Yeah, I ended up my first year, junior year, I placed the 8th in the whole city of Chicago. And
you was like Shikari.
But the next year I came back for blood though. I'm a two-time state qualifier. I was pretty good out there.
Okay, Riis. Yeah. Riis. That's why Riis be coming up. Did you wear Rugrats when was you colorful? Like, did you wear like a one leg in, one leg? Because Riis,
I wore the tights though. I did wear the tights. For sure. The tights. And then, in track, I wear them real short shorts. So I had my tights and my real short shorts on and my little tank top. Man, I was fly in that. Fly. I'm trying to tell y'all.
I used to like go to track meets and football games.
Yeah, girls did like to come like track meets with them little shorts. But that's how to be.
That's really why I watch football. I ain't gonna lie.
Probably like the birth of my son.
Just to look at the men bodies.
Yeah, because y'all don't know nothing.
I be knowing what's going on. I have a basic foundation of understanding.
But what?
You know what I like? I like in college football when the men wear the little crop tops. And they be showing. I know they probably. I don't know if y'all call them crop tops. What they had them little half shirts on.
Yeah, they showing their little abs. Oh, look at that shit. Next thing you know, he'll be wearing yours, and then you're gonna say,
these millennials, right? These millennials, you gotta be like. I mean, it used to be a time you could watch football and know that everybody on the squad. Nowadays, it's like you just. I'm with you, Boosie. Baseball too, but them baseball pants then got way too loose, in my opinion. Hey, Ruthie Moore for the okay. I'm just saying. Sometimes you gotta objectify men so y'all can know what it feel like, but y'all be liking it. That's the problem. See, y'all in deny it. When people say how attractive I am, I don't have a problem with that. Ooh, Maze, your abs look nice. I was like, when did you know me in like high school? Because that's the last time you seen the bad boys. Even though in the mirror, I be poking, I could see them in the mirror when I turn to the right angle. And then I be like, if I twist like this and be like this in the morning in the shower, I ain't got to suck it in. I just got to twist a little bit.
Twist.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to tell you what my most impactful experience was growing up. It was every summer, I went to Marion, Indiana. Now, Marion, Indiana, when I was 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, was the best place in the world. Now, you got to say Marion, Indiana, but Marion, Indiana was the place where I had absolutely almost no limits to what could be done. When I say that, I mean my Uncle Amos had the most land that I ever saw. We could go outside. They had a camper, so we could sleep outside any day that we wanted to sleep outside. He had a tool shed that had every tool because he worked at Sears and Roebuck's, as well as he was the first black chief of police, right? So in Marion, Indiana. But in his tool shed, he taught my cousin Errol, had to be out there with him. And my uncle built his house. He could build anything. He built his own boat that we sailed. Like, my uncle was a handicraftsman. And my cousin, like, remember how I told you I used to always have to help my old man when he would build something or whatever? My cousin would help his dad build stuff. And at a young age, he knew how to use tools, like everything. So he could use a drill, like, without having permission. So we could build go-karts. We could build anything we could imagine. We could go to the tool shed and, like, we could take the wheels off of the big wheels and put them on our own go-karts. We could tear up the green machines and go play with them in the middle of the street. We could ride our bikes anywhere in Marion that we wanted to go. And as a kid, like, we played miniature golf, and my cousin Eileen worked at Kmart, so we could go to Kmart, and while she was at the Kmart, you could walk around and you could get everything, and she'll be at the cash register, and she had money and she'll pay for you. And it was the most, like, leaving the city of Chicago or leaving Bolingbrook, I felt it was like paradise. Because Uncle Amos didn't make us get up in no time, but it was so fun. You was up at 8 o'clock anyway. They had cable.
Because it was fun. It was like...
Right. Yeah. It was like getting up every day to go have fun, right? And even the chores, like, we had to burn the trash. Be like, wait a minute, we get to start a fire for real?
They still burn trash in Pembroke.
I believe
it. I was just throwing it out there.
No, I'm saying. But it was going to pick the tassels off the corn, right? It was, and all these things that you would be like, who can? But it was the freedom to just run and play and everything in my imagination. Like, Uncle Amos would let you drive at 10. Right? I couldn't touch the pedals. Errol was driving.
That's a really nice name, Errol. Is it Errol or like
Errol? Like Errol Flynn.
Oh, not like a arrow, like a...
No, Errol. Like ERROL.
You know, black people will mess that name up. It just started with Q-U-P. What is
the
that?
Q-U-E, that's spelled. So I would tell you, and then you know what the other thing that was the best for me was going away to summer camp. Like, away to summer camp. I don't know if I feel comfortable nowadays as much sending my kids away with all the terrible people in the world, even though I don't think you can always... But Uncle Amos, I'm going to tell y'all what. Uncle Amos was married to Aunt Shirley for 60-something years. They still married. Uncle Amos was so cold. All his kids, except for Errol, who moved to Charleston, he bought his whole block and built a compound, and all of his kids live on his land. Well, on their land now. Like... It was, and like I had to drive the lawnmower to cut the grass, right? Like, he had a driving lawnmower, so it was like I thought I was driving. They had me doing chores.
He got his 40 acres in the middle.
Right, but he worked for it. Remember, he was in a town where the last recorded public lynching was there. Like, he would take you to places. He would take you to places where literally the people that you saw in that lynching where they was pointing at he knew those people. They grew up in Marion, Indiana, which had the most not Marion, but Indiana had the most registered Klaverns. It was the biggest Klan state in the country. My mom settled there. And I tell you that because, guys, it's also Tell Me Something Good Friday, and I told you on Monday that my mother lost a brother. And I told you about the hedge of protection that was prayed. And this weekend, my whole entire family, not my whole entire family, but the originals, 14 brothers and sisters, those that remain, will be going to Columbus, Georgia, where they will be celebrating the life of my Uncle Claiborne. And I just think about when I think about it and when I talk about Uncle Amos, I cannot ignore our family reunions. Because our family reunions were probably the most impactful because the tradition and the history of our family was passed on. You guys, like that story of our grandmother who the night before she died prayed a hedge of protection around our family because she didn't have money to give them, right? And you talk about all the capitalism and everything, but our family, that link, that connection, that continuity to know that there was something greater. And don't give us condolences. I got to keep saying this. It is not condolences for Uncle Claiborne passing. He wanted to go. He lived a life. He lived his life for his God, and this was his reward in his mind. So we're not sad. That hedge of protection that my grandmother, that every time that when my kids come to the family reunion and I be like, and they be running around with their cousins and we all make them come and sit still and they tell the story of grandma who we never met, but we can feel. And that hedge of protection that protected our family, and knowing, quite frankly, and hearing and having it affirmed and being able to look at, those were seeing strong black men who had families and had kids and had offspring who then, when those were the most impactful moments for me. And so I just felt I needed to share that. Sorry.
That was nice.
I'm sorry.
Family is important. You know something that you reminded me of is I came around into my grandparents' life, like when they was like farming and doing that type of stuff because they wanted to versus them having to do it. So my experience with learning how to do that stuff, it was fun to ride in lawnmower and cut the grass. It was fun to go help collect the wood and act like I was chopping it. Like that type of stuff was fun, but I also recognized that I didn't have to do it for real. So my experience with it is a little bit different than probably most people's who had to go gather eggs in order to like survive.
Yes. Yeah. But it also gave me the tools in the toolbox for when I became a man.
It instills a certain level of, like, you ask people like, where your food come from? Or how did this get built? Like, and I do think that we are kind of missing out on it's a certain process that we are missing out on. You might, what you call it, work ethic, whatever.
Well, but I do think like my uncle, so Uncle Amos, I look at it and I think he's got to look at it as being successful because all of his kids have gone on to be great, right? Mm-hmm. Done great things. And Uncle Amos made it his business to make sure that even though we had been blessed, that we knew we had the tools in the toolbox. That if times went rough, like we was at our last family reunion, he was like, I make my grandkids get up and go collect junk with me every morning, every Saturday. Now they think it's great to go collect junk with Pawpaw, but it's really giving them a skill set that in the case that things do, because they still got in the back of their mind the Great Depression and all those other things. I made sure that they got this tool set. Any calls, Riis? Anybody? Tell us what y'all most impactful memory was as a child. It is Tell Me Something Good Friday. Who's on the line? Caller?
This is Dave calling.
This is who? Dave, what's up, man?
Dave. Nothing too much. Hey, thank you for taking my call. I really appreciate it.
Excellent radio. Excellent radio.
Thank you, brother.
Yes. We still take it. You know what? I'll forego the 911. The most impactful were three things. One, my mom, we had those books where it's like a partial picture and you fill in the rest.
Mm-hmm.
And so she taught me how to tell time. So she had the big hand, the little hand. And so I went into the kitchen and looked at our clock and told her the correct time. So that was impactful in that I was able to grasp a concept, that's helped me and from then until now, learning and stuff. And the other one was with my dad, and we had a kite, and it was probably like one of those things like at the airport hangar kind of type kites. But anyway, I wasn't able to get it up, to get it to fly. And so he was showing me how to do it, and he got up there. It seemed like it was a mile up because we had extra line on it and stuff. And so, that was a kind of a thing where, to get help when I needed, and besides it was my dad too, so, dad, he couldn't do no wrong. He was like a superhero, And the other one was when I climbed up a tree. I don't know if children even do these things anymore. We climbed up a tree. It's one of my favorite trees. So I climbed up to the first branch, was kind of easy, and then climbed up to the second part. And so my mom, she said, "Okay, well, come on, let's go in there to eat." And I looked up and I said, "Oh, I'm kind of high up there." And so I gotta try to jump down. And she said, "Okay." And she walked into the house. So I gathered up enough and jumped down. And then, so that kind of taught me that, and I kind of use that right now too, to not get into or to be able to get out of a situation that I get myself into.
Okay.
If I made sense.
Thanks, Dave. Those are great stories, man. Thank you for calling. Thank you for listening. Let's go to Nessa. Nessa, what story you got? Tell us what was the most impactful thing that happened to you, meaningful experience you had as a child.
When Martin Luther King was assassinated. Ooh. So ever since when I was a kid, my family, my mother, aunts, uncles, this was during the height of the civil rights movement. So whenever something like that would happen on TV, they would discuss it. So even though I wasn't interested, me and my brothers and sisters and cousins, we heard it. And we would, when they had Goodman, Cheney, and Schwerner, everybody was talking about, did they find him? Did they find him? So, that stuck in my head. And they made us watch James Meredith walk in the University of Mississippi. And I remember somebody threw and hit him, hit his ankle. So all of that, and then my mother, we would be downtown and we'd see the civil rights marches downtown. And I would ask her things. What are they doing? So anyway, all of this was in my head, but I didn't know it. So when Dr. King was assassinated and they announced that he died on the radio, everything, it was like a life experience. All of it just went right across. It's like, and they say your whole life moved in front of you. Everything that I had saw as a kid up until him dying, getting killed, it just went right in front of my face. And ever since then, I've been conscious. I've been conscious. It woke me up. So when you said what was the most impactful, I was thinking of other things, but I was like, my whole life. This impacted my life from 1968 up until, 2021. Yeah.
You know what? Thank you. Thank you for that call. You know what? I appreciate you. Hey, y'all, we got to wind this up because it's Friday and Ruthie got to get out of here. She got things. She looking like, I got things to do.
You ain't got no job.
You ain't got no job. Hey, you know what, though?
You might as well.
Hey, so could you, you might as well. Anyway, shoot. Yeah, first of all, I think I want to come back to this. Because first of all, think about somebody we went from, what was your story at?
Hell no.
For her grandmama to a grandmama. To probably a great grandmama who said her most impactful experience, meaningful experience was Dr. King dying.
Yeah, but also, do you hear how people talking about, I learned how to tell time? Little simple things like that inform our different states of like consciousness and DNA and ancestral memory. Like those things are so powerful.
Why are you trying to get deep?
It's just amazing because we have such uniting experiences like through the generations, but the theme of these stories is like generational. It's intergenerational, and that's interesting.
I think it's part of the reason that I ask these questions is because we talk problems a lot, but I feel like we talk about problems, but solutions are in there somewhere. And I feel like what are the things that made people successful that we can impart in the lives of our young people, right? Like, who knows your history, right? Who has had these intergenerational, and it's almost funny because sometimes we ain't intergenerational. It's the same generation. That's parents and sometimes we lose that distance. We don't recognize how important those little things that we got from our parents are in our lives. All right, I seen you.
No, I just peeked up to see what time it was.
I seen you talking about you want some overtime.
You know what I thought was so funny, and I keep laughing about this?
What?
When you was like, how I'm going to call off work? What, I'm going to call myself and tell myself I'm sick? I thought that was so funny. You going to text yourself.
Maze, text yourself.
You got to text your wife.
Myself.
Text your wife to make it like valid. Like, I ain't going in today.
Right. Okay. All right, y'all. This has been a great show. I appreciate everybody. I am your host, Maze Jackson. My co-host, Ruthie Moore, plus DJ Riis the Ruler. Hey, I forgot to tell y'all, the Bears play Sunday. The Bears. Riis is having a fantasy football draft this weekend. Ruthie, you coming to the Bears joint?
You can't tell. I normally don't reveal my location.
We're not gonna reveal the location. You coming?
I'll be there on Sunday.
Riis, you coming to watch the Bears game with us?
I ain't trying to watch the game though.
I'm coming.
What you trying to watch the people? Hey, look, ain't nobody got half shirts on. What you thought? Look, we gonna have us some food.
Food.
I was asking. Oh, thank you. You know what I think? Thank you to everybody who yesterday when I was asking about catering gave me suggestions. I picked one, but I think Ruthie. I think. I'm going to do something for every Bears game.
Oh, they play every Sunday, don't they?
17 times.
That's wild.
Either Sunday or maybe.
Okay, I got a real question.
Do one Monday and one Thursday at least.
Do all NFL team schedules look like that with them Sunday games?
Yeah.
What you mean?
Oh, they play
football
every
plays
football.
Sunday.
Yeah, every team.
Oh,
Ruthie, what you?
I didn't know that every team played every Sunday. I thought maybe just some.
Right.
But you know what's going on though. I remember
that.
I know what's going on.
I played Madden enough when I was little. I understand the concept.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Yes. Hey, y'all. So I want to thank you all for a great week of shows. Thank you to Riis. Thank you to Ruthie. Hey, y'all. Thank you for all the shared experiences that we've had this week.
Yeah.
It's been great. I look forward to next week. Always grateful, always thankful for all of you all. And I'm so grateful to see that we had some atonement going on.
Y'all got any vegan food? Brother Sadiq asked that, and that's important.
No.
You can eat the lettuce that the chicken gonna be laying on.
Nah, they can't eat that. They be like, they got chicken juice on it.
Just bring your own food, Brother Sadiq.
Bring your own food, right. Bring your own food. Brother Sadiq trying to have his own party to bump us. That's all good, though.
Uh-oh.
He trying to do his own thing. All right, Joe. Don't forget, also next week we'll be revealing the lineup of What's in it for the Black People Media because we got a new season coming. And y'all gonna hear about DJ Riis the Ruler. I think he trying to run the joint. Look like DJ trying to be the boss of the station because I got things to do. So we're going to talk about all of that next week. I am Maze Jackson. I am Maze Jackson. Blah. See, that's God. So for Riis and Ruthie.
We ain't do no tell me something good this day?
That whole thing was telling us something good.
Oh, okay. I thought
you want to tell us something good, Riis.
I don't want to go now, man.
All right, you gonna turn your camera off? Nah. Tell us something good, Riis. I know you got something that you want to say. Riis? Besides the fact that you're on 3 payrolls in one day.
What you got, Riis?
That was it. Nah, man. Nah, it's good, man. I'm just blessed to be here with y'all today, especially after, like 20 years ago what happened. So I want to tell y'all, man, thank y'all, man. I'm blessed to be here, man. That's my Tammy, so I'm good.
Oh, I would give you a hug if we ain't have
Can't do air hug.
Hey man, don't no ninjas need no hugs. Stop with that sensitivity stuff.
Real thugs need
We need some positive touch. I know we need some positive touch. No.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and my cousin reached out to me.
Your cousin, my cousin.
No, we ain't seen her in like 25 years. So like we coming together and doing like a little.
Are you
cousin
serious?
thing. Yeah,
Come
man,
on now.
That's what I'm talking about.
My cousin Kevin too. He's the commissioner of Dalton. He said hey to you too.
Uh-oh.
Dalton.
Your cousin is the commissioner of Dalton? What kind?
Yeah.
What is he? I was out in Dalton yesterday.
Park District. He's the commissioner there.
Why you don't come? Tell him we need to get us what's in the for the black. Oh, we doing it in Robbins. Shout out to everybody in Robbins, Dalton. Oh, Mayor of Robbins having his fundraiser, his first fundraiser tomorrow night out. I think it's at Red's in the suburbs. That's far out.
But it's like his birthday. Y'all better get your ticket.
Oh,
it's gonna be fun.
Birthday was crack-a-lacking.
Do not let the dude talk with the bottle in his hand. We learned already.
That and do not put a drink on the dang on pool table. Look, that was the best part. Reese like, hey, I don't want to tell on nobody, but they got a drink on the pool table. I was like, Reese, that's your pool table. Reese like, get that on my table. Look, and Ruthie was in here talking about, no, that's the perfect place to sit a drink.
What?
On the pool table.
The water.
She said it absorbs the water. He been indicted. Janessa, thank you very much.
Some of y'all need to get to work. Get off the internet.
Get off there. Nah, y'all stay right here. We can keep y'all. Nah, it's the Maze Jackson show. So for Maze, Ruthie, Riis, and Todd, who been lurking.
Todd, what's up?
Todd, you gotta be on time. I know Todd.
What's up, neighbor?
Neighbor.
You know he lay down the street for
Don't you be my neighbor. I am the host of the Maze Jackson show, asking every single day, Ruthie, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Remember when we was going?
No, you was.
No, that was Reese. Like, Mason, we out of here. Peace.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that